SEN, Melbourne's home of footy.
Welcome back to the Gabba. The footy not too far away. It is the Brisbane Lions and Geelong here this afternoon. We'll keep an eye, of course, on the big game where it is half-time over at Patterson Stadium. Fremantle 5-6-36, leading at North Melbourne 1-3-9. All that action for Repco Trade. More parts for more cars. Brett Phillips alongside McGrath and also Wayne Britton this afternoon. As we told you, there are no changes to both teams here. It'll be Ryan Harwood starting as a sub for the Brisbane Lions. Doherty, Mays and Lester will start on the Pine, and the interchange for the Cats will be Josh Hunt, Mitch Duncan and Matthew Stokes, and Jesse Stringer will be the sub. Let's get Britt's thoughts as the sun sets here in Brisbane, and we're hoping for a good entertaining game. The Cats always play a good entertaining style, and Brisbane don't mind taking a scalp here at the Gabba. Brits?
Yeah, look, one of the bonuses for Brisbane sort of in this game is, as I said earlier, is they've got a goal line back in their side, and I don't think they've had a spine for probably the last month since Merritt got suspended from that Essendon game, which they played so well in, and Brownie also suspended in the Carlton game. But those two blokes back into their side will make a lot walk taller. The other one, I reckon, is Staker. He's starting to get up and about again, and I think, like he's had the two knee recos, and it's a hard thing to carry for any players, and it takes him a while to get back in and find his confidence, and it just looks like he's starting to get better and better. And the other thing is Rich back into their midfield gives them real penetration and a little bit more depth through that area. And in saying that, what I think that'll give us is a game that's going to be pretty good. It's going to be super competitive, and I think it'll be pretty quick and fast flowing. The thing that impresses me about Geelong is the consistency of their senior players. They're absolutely terrific. They lead well. You've got the consistency of the Bartells, Selwoods, Corey, Enright, sort of Mackie, they're all super players. So you've not only got that, but then you've got the excitement of Motlop and Christensen. They've got some terrific young players on the way through. I'm really excited about watching those guys play today. I think there'll be some terrific matchups with the big blokes, with Taylor and Lonergan sort of down back on Brown and probably young Lyle, and then up the other end with Merritt and Hawkins or Podsiadly, and either Staker and Patful with the other one, So I think there's some pretty good matchups all the way through this game. I think it'll be a good go.
Yeah, absolutely. Hasn't played for 3 weeks, Jonathan Brown. You notice a little spring in his step out there, Brits, and normally coming off a bit of a break, Brownie hits the action pretty early, and, Brisbane need to get some scoreboard pressure on the Cats, although Geelong certainly give you a chance, don't they? So it doesn't mean anything really to be 4 or 5 goals up on Geelong early in a game, but Jonathan Brown just looking like he's really set for a big game.
Geelong just keep playing the same way, regardless of what it says on the scoreboard. They just keep taking the game on, and that gives you an opportunity through the middle of the ground. Brisbane have got ball winners. Blokes like Rotcliffe and Redden, they systematically win the footy in a lot of the games. It's only when they get tight checks that they start not getting the footy. So they'll get their opportunities. Brisbane will have their chance to win this game. It'll be their polish around the field that'll probably stop them from beating Geelong today.
What about a few of the key matchups, Brits? What are we looking forward to?
Yeah, look, I think, as I said, then the big guys, the spines will be really good. They match up quite well. In the midfield, I like the idea of sort of Redden, Rich, Rockcliffe going against Selwood, Johnson and Bartell. They played Reigns in the twos, Brisbane, so they're obviously not going to go with a run-with type player in there. They're going to back their midfield in. If they need to negate, they may use a Lester to do that role, which they have at different times in the past.
All right, so not too far away from a start here. It'll be Ash McGrath, of course, playing game 200 this afternoon, who will toss the coin alongside Joel Selwood, and, of course, Simon Black passing Marcus Ashroff's record of 318 games, 319 for Black here this afternoon. Matty, you kept an eye there on the toss in the middle of the ground.
Yep, McGrath has won the toss. The Brisbane Lions kicking to the right of your radio dial, and if your gambling is pushing you down the wrong end, it might be time to make a change. Sign up today for the 100-day challenge and fight for the real you. Go to fightforyou.com.au and check out the range of support available. You've got nothing to lose. So final instructions from both captains of Brisbane and Geelong, and some final thoughts from Wayne Britt.
Yeah, great to see Simon Black actually starting on the ground.
Yes.
That's the first game up here that I've seen Blackie actually not start on the line.
Well, they subbed him out though. They subbed him out last week.
I think he slept pretty well this week, so they might leave him out there. I think he just got a bit tired in the Fremantle game. Be interesting to see how Brisbane cope with coming back from Fremantle. It's always a tough trip to come back from and play, but I think they came back straight after the game. The recovery process is pretty good. Really looking forward to seeing, as I said before, Geelong's experienced players get to work. It would be interesting to see the effects of the bye as it had on Sydney yesterday, or was it the footy gods with Sydney? So I'm not too sure which one it was, but we'll find out shortly.
Players moving to their positions. We've got a few of the key matchups as they take their positions. The subs again moving to the bench. Ryan Harwood for the Brisbane Lions, and Stringer for the Cats. The bench for Brisbane, Doherty, Lester and Mays. For the Cats, Stokes, Duncan and Josh Hunt will start on the bench.
Leuenberger Vardy will be another good clash throughout this game. Two very, very promising ruckmen.
Yeah, big signature, isn't it, Brits? Matthew Leuenberger committing his future here to the Lions.
Certainly is. Daniel Rich starting at half-back.
Ready to go. Opening quarter for Lava Wash. It is the Lions and the Cats here from the Gabba this afternoon. Can the Lions produce something special? The Cats looking for win number 11 out of 12 as Vardy won the tap down. It's Joel Corey who's hit the deck pretty hard. Bartel fed a handball out. Rich come off the square. Selwood's got him all wrapped up. Ball just trickles out. In fact, holding the ball, it's going to go Selwood's way. And he's 55 out to pump the Cats long and deep. It's in the Hawkins direction. Patfull comes with a big double fist. Nicely sharked here by the Cats. Motlop, he runs into a bit of trouble. It's a good tackle from the Lions, and they just hold up the Cats for a moment. Only 20 metres out from goal. Simon Black right in the thick of the action.
There's the value of Merritt back into the side. Patfull able to leave his bloke and get a hands on that footy.
There's Adcock getting the clearing kick. Only as far, though, as Mackie, who takes the mark outside the 50. And he goes bang with a big kick. Hawkins, his man, and thumped away that time. Merritt getting back there with Staker over for a rush behind. Of course, no Vardy today. Dawson Simpson coming into the side late. He was pulled out of the side a couple of days ago. So Dawson Simpson with the ruck duties today. Ball back into play. Staker gets it from Rich. And it's 1 point Geelong, Brisbane yet to score. And Staker in the back pocket. He goes to the outer side. And Selwood waiting down. Got past one, got past the second. Might have got some high contact. In fact, he did. And the Brisbane player's not happy with that. Handball away to Stevie James. Steve Johnson kicks it up inside the 50. It's a deep kick. He was looking for Hawkins. There was some holding on. Merritt has been... he was the man holding on. And the free kick going to Hawkins. Top of the goal square. 15 metres out directly in front.
Not sure who initiated that. It's sort of a hard one to know because both players really had their arms wrapped around each other.
We'll have to have a look at the...
I suppose that's how the umpires see it.
The Squires Loft Steakhouse replay screen. 4 great locations: South Yarra, Essendon, Docklands and St Kilda Road Towers. As we're watching Hawkins now lining up the goal. Shouldn't have an issue with this. He's taking his time. He's going to kick from about 15 metres out directly in front. He moves in and he guides it through, and the Cats are on the board with the first major of the day. 1-1-7 Geelong, Brisbane yet to score. That's on the Lava Wash scoreboard. Tough Italian pressure cleaners for tough Australian conditions.
Selwood's started this game just how you'd want your skipper to start after a bye. Like he's really set the example. The first contest went out the back of the square off Daniel Rich. He's laid a strong tackle to get the ball back there. Then that kick gone long out to a contest at half-back. First bloke at the fall of the ball was Selwood, putting his head over the footy and wins a free kick. Terrific start, good goal by Hawkins, but you can put that down to Selwood's work in the middle of the ground.
So the Cats have done all the attacking with 3 inside 50s to zip at the start of this match. They led it by 7 points. As we're back in the middle here at the Gabba. Crowd certainly building late here. Simpson won the tackle, sort of blocked by Leuenberger. The Cats will escape here. Stokes and Corey. It now goes out wide of the wing to Stephen Johnson, who shares it with Duncan. The long kick now inside forward 50. Once again, Hawkins. Merritt had a fair bit of it. Hawkins, second effort was good. Hooks it back towards goal, towards Podsiadley. Grand level ball for Staker. Under pressure here, the Lions. Patfull and Merritt combine towards Doherty. Johnson comes over the top. 2-on-1 for the Cats. Little look away handball, perhaps a little too flash on that occasion. And Hanley and Rich. Black, he's about to be brought to the ground. Great tackle on that occasion by Christensen. And with a ball in dispute here around the 50 for the Cats. Clark Doherty trying to work out of the tight confines. Blitzars picks it up. Handballs inside to Mackie. Mackie can go from 55. Long right to the square. It'll go over the head of Podsiadly for a goal. And the Cats have got the ball on a string at the moment. And they lead it on the Lava Wash scoreboard 2-1-13. Brisbane yet to score 4 minutes travel.
It's not like Brisbane have looked bad though. Brisbane's intensity's there. Geelong's just too good at the moment. Their attack on the footy, their tackling, like Christensen's tackle then on Blackie, he just flew out of the blocks. It was like he'd been shot, Blackie. Sort of just too slow to get rid of the footy, but Geelong's start absolutely magnificent.
Yeah, the overall disposal 17-7 in favour of the Cats. Inside 50, 6-0, and the contested possessions 10-3. So Geelong absolutely all over them to start this match. 2-1-13. The Cats, Brisbane yet to score. Lava Wash scoreboard. We return to the middle. Dawson Simpson doing the ruck work with Leuenberger. Simpson got the palm down. Trying to take it away was Redden, but Kelly sharks it up inside the 50 again. Murdoch trying to get to the front, couldn't take it for the Cats. Daniel Rich sweeping in. He takes it. Simon Black got the handball away. Golby involved, and now Doherty with the football. He brings it to the wing. On the broadcast side, it's a wide ball, and it's been picked up. Nice work that time by Jordan Lyle. He's been tackled. He lost it. McGrath goes in. He wins it. His handball goes straight to Blitzarves, to Taylor Hunt, to Enright. Enright will get it onto the boot, and he sends it to half forward. A bit too much on it for Hawkins. And back there, Merritt taking the mark for the Lions.
Merritt squares the ball across half back here to Rich. As the Lions try and generate some run, he's going to feed into the corridor. It's a dangerous one for Staker. Well done by Stokes. Brisbane will still keep possession of the footy here. Black sweeping handball to the left side of Rich. As he looks up at a target at half forward, he finds the co-captain and Adcock. Long to Brown. It's back Lyle there, long and deep. He had a fair bit of purchase. Going back with the flight of the footy, and Lyle be paid the mark. Point blank range on a slight angle here to try and get the Lions first.
Just Rich has been lively early. He's had about 4 touches already. It was a great kick to Lyle. Gave him every opportunity. It's his value to this team, Daniel Rich. A beautiful kick of the footy and really working hard from half back.
So Lyle, only 15 metres out here. But certainly enough goal face to convert for the Lions, who have been hit hard early by the Cats. Their first inside 50. They conceded the first 6 to Geelong. Just opens up the angle ever so slightly, and he sneaks it home. And the Lions get on the board on the Lava Wash scoreboard. One straight, Geelong 2-1-13 here on Saturday Twilight Footy.
Daniel Rich sort of just got back in, just into the game from half back all over it, and he's off on the first rotation. I think I'd have left him for a couple of minutes and just tried to pinch one more back. His disposal is absolutely outstanding, first class. So as I said, Geelong are up and about, but Brisbane's pressure's been good too. Brisbane have sort of tried to go with them, just haven't been good enough early in the piece. I think the signs are set for a really good game.
Sunday Twilight Footy for 7-Eleven, freshly ground $1 regular coffee at 7-Eleven. Good call. One straight 6 Brisbane, 2-1-13 the Cats. We've gone nearly 7 minutes first quarter. We're back in the middle again. Blitzarves, what a story he's been so far. Leuenberger wins that, tap down. Stokes got a handball away to Selwood, missed the target. Quick kick, Golby to half forward. Bartel gets back there for Geelong. Harry Taylor runs into Rockcliffe. Free kick coming back to the Cats. And it's going to go back. It's going to be Jimmy Bartel to take it. A true centre half back for Geelong. So Bartel looks up. He's going to send it straight up the middle. He'll go to centre half forward. Hawkins will be in the mix here. In front, Leuenberger. He had a couple of bites of the cherry. He's been paid the mark. And 50 metres as well, because the man on the mark that time, Joel Corey, held onto him just that pad too long. And 50 metres, and Leuenberger's going to be brought within, I think, goal kicking range, about 48 metres out directly in front.
It was a good pack mark by Leuenberger. It's what he's got to do. Bloke of his size, I don't think he takes enough of those type of pack marks.
Big signature during the week, securing Matthew Leuenberger. There was interest, although
a little bit harsh, that 50.
Yeah, he said there was no, just having looked there on the Squires Loft Steakhouse replay screen. Not happy with that, Corey. Leuenberger is on the runway now. He kicks from outside the 50, out towards the left, might swing back. Now it hits the post. And at 1 point on the Lava Wash scoreboard, 1-1-7 Brisbane, 2-1-13 the Cats. We've gone 8.5 first quarter, Sunday Twilight Footy.
So Josh Hunt to put it back in. that thumping left boot. He'll go long right up the middle of the Gabba. Patfull and Johnson contest in the air. Ground level ball to be won at half back here for the Cats. It's ridden hard into the turf. Bartel trying to escape. Podsiadly couldn't get an effective kick. The Lions certainly competing. Redden out the back is Merritt. He's about to be tackled. Gets away from Selwood. A little bit of, was it a bit of a fend off?
Yeah, fend off.
He will go against Merritt on that occasion. Just when the Lions were breaking into their inside 50. So Selwood will go in short. Here's Johnson, always looking to get the game moving. Stevie J. This way, that way. Then he elects to go along to the goal square. Blitz up, going back with the flight of the footy. Podsiadly there as well, but getting back is Merritt. Last line of defence, Adcock. Golby fumbled the footy last line of defence, so he's got a bit of support in Jed Adcock, who can send the ball long towards centre half back. It's a 2-on-1 favour in the Cats. Guthrie couldn't quite take the mark. Lions still alive here. Zorko, a little kick off the ground into the McGrath territory. He can go on game 200. He sprints away. 2 bounces. Open goal, and the Lions are level at the Gabba. 2-1-13 apiece. 10 minutes travelled, and that gets the natives up and going.
Great work by Leuenberger. Worked really hard to get that extra number back in defence. Contested the footy, got the hand pass back to Merritt, who was able to feed it back to Golby, then Adcock. I thought Adcock had made the wrong choice in the long kick. He had a short option in Zorko on, but then the ball hit the ground and Zorko very cleverly just kicked the ball forward to a running Ash McGrath, who looks like Hunt's got the job on him and just didn't have the legs to be able to run with McGrath.
It was his 153rd goal in his 200-game career. McGrath, Lava scoreboard 2-1-13 apiece. Just over 10 minutes travel first quarter. Knocked down Dawson Simpson to Kelly, who got the handball away to Mackie. And Mackie hammers it onto the boot. It's a high ball though to centre half forward. Rich did well just to slap it down. Doherty couldn't take it cleanly. Zorko can take it cleanly. Inside the 50 he goes. Jonathan Brown dives, no mark. 1-on-1 with Lonergan that time. Josh Hunt after it. Free kick paid. Hunt got a little bit of high contact from McGrath. And Hunt will take the free kick. And he goes and finds Stokes at left half back, and he gets on with things quickly to James Kelly, who looks up and kicks the half forward. Hawkins trying to get to the front. Merritt made it a good contest. Motlop, it's going to beat him over the boundary line. We're going to have a throw in on the wing with scores level. It is 2-1-13 apiece. We've gone 11 minutes on the Lava Wash scoreboard.
It's a quick track.
It's a good game.
Yeah.
Nice and lush and green out there. It's Fremantle by 21 points. Third quarter action over at Patterson Stadium against the Kangaroos. Simon Black, game 3-19, as he often breaks away from the stoppage. He's always under pressure though early here, Blackie. As they burrow in again, both teams. Umpire lets it go. Cats trying to swoop on it. Motlop on hands and knees. Eventually comes away with it. Works back to go forward. Corey. Selwood broke and he got towards half forward unopposed. Joel Selwood, can he find a target? Low drilling ball right towards the goal square. Didn't quite suit Hawkins. Merritt got some hands on it. Takes it over for a rush behind that gives the Cats the lead. 2-2-14 to 2-1-13. 12 gone opening term.
Rockcliffe accepts the mark. Colby kicked it to him. Still inside defensive 50, and then he goes to Maloney, who takes it. Thought about giving it off to Black, but instead gives it to Rich, who was running past. He goes the short one. Hanley takes it. Rich kept on running, and he gives it to him now. And Rich puts it up inside the 50. Oh, Bacon, goal square, goal! Daniel Rich from long range, a big kick, and a great goal. And with that, Brisbane hit the front. Lava Wash scoreboard. We've travelled the 12 minutes, and Brisbane 3-1-19, Geelong 2-2-14.
Really banging the ball long to the top of the square, and Merritt's done a really good job in defending Hawkins the last couple of times. Blackie, just in front of us, had about 3 little handballs in a scrummaging pack that sort of set that passage of play up that went across to the middle of the ground. Daniel Rich on fire at the moment. Started it from half back, followed up his work. Another hand pass off a Hanley, I think it was, at half forward. And then he's kicked that goal from inside the square. A beautiful kick.
They're competing early here, the Lions.
He's had 6, Rich, and kicked a goal.
That penetrating left boot, so valuable. But Corey's broken for the Cats out of the middle. Long ball, Hawkins front position. Merritt with the spoil. Patfull with a hand. He mops up in the back 50. Low drilling ball right at the ankles. Tough one to mark. Here's Rich. The overlap. Hanley was hit hard though. He's down. Piers Hanley. They came at him, the Cats. And they'll go forward again. That kick though is wide of Tom Hawkins, out of bounds on the full.
Steve Johnson got him. We're going to have a look here on the Squires Loft Steakhouse replay screen to see whether he's got anything to worry about, Stevie J.
No.
Well, he went to bump. When you choose to bump, you've got to face the consequences. Chose to bump Steve Johnson. He could be in some strife with that, I reckon, Brits.
I don't think he made contact with his head.
He's
still down.
No, I don't think he left the ground.
Okay, we'll have a look on the Squires Loft Steakhouse replay screen again. We'll get a couple of different looks at it.
I think Johnson's more turned to protect himself.
He's up now, Hanley. Now we're getting another look at the replay.
So he's expecting Corey.
Gee, I reckon the point of his shoulder hit his head. What do you think, Brett? You had to just look at it?
Yeah, it's just that little bit of connection. It's a tough one. It'll be looked at, no doubt. It was a hard contest. The Lions were trying to break from their back 50. Here they are on the wing. Black couldn't take it. Ball falls to Bartell, who kicks it inside forward 50. Hawkins trying to work to the front. Good one-on-one. Murdoch trying to break for him, but Merritt's got him all wrapped up. And the Cats stop right there, 40 metres from their goal. They trail it here. Brisbane 3-1-19. Geelong 2-2-14. Pierce Handley off the ground at the moment. We'll keep a close eye on him.
There's the ball up. Leuenberger wins it down. And Staker goes with the clearing kick, but only as far as Mackie, who dives in and takes it. He's inside the centre square at half forward for Geelong. And he's going to punch it back inside the 50 again. Goes to full forward. Hawkins the target. Good knock down by Merritt. After it here is Stokes, rounding it up in the forward pocket. Got the handball away to Motlop, sells the dummy, and then goes to the centering kick. Steve Johnson spills the beans though. Murdoch, Taylor Hunt, got the handball back to Motlop again. He's been chased down well by Maloney that time, and then the ball is out. Yo taking it over. And we're going to have a throw in 45 metres around from the Cats' goal. 3-1-19 Brisbane, 2-2-14 Geelong. We've gone 15 and a half first quarter Sunday twilight football for 7-11.
Simpson up against Leuenberger. Fell to Redden. Just kicked a high up and under. It clears the back 50. Front position on that occasion, Lester. The ball will go out of bounds. We'll have it thrown back into play here at the Gabba on a Sunday twilight fixture. And the Lions certainly competing early, looking to have a better second half of the season. And the Cats building towards another September campaign. Leuenberger won the tap down. Cats look to clear. Blitzar's little handball to Corey. Looking to get out of the tight squeeze in right. Fed it back to Bartell. Bartell now with a long ball. Hawkins just held. He's in a sandwich and he can't work his way to the front. Well done by Brisbane on that occasion. They combined. Patfull now through the middle of the ground. The long kick forward by Doherty into space. Tommy Rockley's got to get on his bike. Corey Enright will get there first. He's been chased down, but he's able to hold and keep a bit of composure and find a target in Bartell at halfback.
Great work, Enright. She's even under pressure as Bartell goes to the wing. Murdoch takes the mark, just back of the wing for the Cats. Short ball, interception, Rich. Been enormous this first quarter, Rich. Good spoil. Goal be able to win the football, then he brings it back inboard. The mark has been taken on the wing. Staker has got it, and Staker now kicks it to half forward. Ball hits the deck. Lyle is there. Harry Taylor just slaps it towards the boundary line, but Lyle will get there first for Brisbane. Handball back into Rockcliffe. Quick kick at goal, and Rockcliffe across the face. Leuenberger spills it. He didn't know it was coming to him, I think. And Josh Hunt went to Taylor Hunt, who goes to Podsiadley, and that's a really good mark on the stretch at right half back for the Cats. 3-1-19 Brisbane, 2-2-14 Geelong.
So Podsiadley will clear the back 50 right towards the wing. Johnson territory. Simon Black got the fist in. Could have been a free kick to Doherty. Caught one over the shoulder. Advantage paid. Black inside forward 50. It's not going to be turned over. The Cats working towards the middle, dumped away from Jimmy Bartell. Now Podsiadley kicks it into space. The Cats can go here. Got plenty of runners. They can just pick up the ball. It's through Guthrie. Guthrie looking for a target inside forward 50. It didn't hit Mackie. It should have hit him lace out on the stretch in the end. Couldn't take the mark. And we'll have a boundary throw in only 30 metres around from Geelong's goal.
Both sides had an easy opportunity to go inside their 50 and score there, and both muffed it with the final kick.
Leuenberger won the palm down. Cats trying to escape here. Brisbane locked them up. They creep towards their goal. Rich, a good tackle in there on Duncan. And the umpire says an opportunity to get that ball out. 3-1-19 Brisbane. Geelong 2-2-14 opening quarter for Lava Wash. They're tough Italian pressure cleaners for tough Australian conditions.
There's the ball up. Leuenberger wins it down. Blitzar's in amongst it. Galby goes in after it. Just sockers it off the turf. Staker, Adcock. And now Redden clearing. Good kick to Zorko. Centre half back. He's eager to get on with things. He spreads it out wide to Hanley. It's tumbling out towards the boundary line. He was just able to keep it in. No. The umpire said he took it over and we're going to have a throw in on that outer side wing. 3-1-19 Brisbane, 2-2-14 Geelong.
It's what you see when you watch Geelong, isn't it? It's a run fest.
Yeah.
This is a race war. Both sides going inside their 50 very quickly. The ball's kicked long to the top of the square, turned over, and then it's a race back down the other end.
Inside 50s 14-7 in favour of the Cats so far. Ball back into play. Adcock was in amongst it, then grabs the football himself. Handball straight to Selwood on the intercept. Here he goes. The skipper of the Cats has a bounce, steps inside the 50, gives it to Hawkins, gives it to Taylor Hunt. Now to Murdoch, going to wait for it on the bounce. Good work, Golby. Golby just played the ball on its merits. He kicked it out towards the boundary line. The race is on to get there first. Murdoch does. Golby lays the tackle on him. Good contest, good couple of efforts, and he's rewarded too, Golby. Golby will get the free kick at right half back, and Michael Voss will be very happy with that young man.
The crowd are too. They've really got the crowd involved, Brisbane. Their intensity and their attack at Geelong when they've got the ball has been first class.
The Lions by 5 points, 19 minutes played, opening turn, pushing the back. It'll go Jonathan Brown's way on the wing. It's a long way from home.
Brownie's first kick.
McGrath inside forward 50. Lyle at centre half forward. He's going to go a little bit shorter than that. Simon Black owned the front position on Duncan. Takes a good mark. So they try and find a way forward here, the Lions. Just going to work through the maze of the Cats' defence. It goes in short to Redden. So just being a little bit patient here, Brisbane. A lot of numbers back for the Cats. And Redden will work it sort of boundary side towards the Tools. Lyle direction. And the Cats get a fist in and get it out of bounds. But Brisbane get the ball inside their forward 50. 3-1-19. Geelong 2-2-14. Rich already with the 8 touches. Bartel with 6 for the Cats.
So it's about 40 metres around from Brisbane's goal. Ball back into play. Leuenberger got a hand to that. Bartel gives it to Kelly. In there after it again was Lester, but it's going to be a clearing kick. Enright went straight to Rich, and from outside the 50, what a monster of a kick. But it's out to the right-hand side and 1 point. He's had 9 Brits, Daniel Rich. He's kicked a goal. He's causing some havoc out there for the Cats. Margin 6 points in favour of Brisbane.
I don't think he needed to play on then. It was well within his range. He was only 55 out.
It's a great kick.
Taylor takes the mark. Deep in the back pocket for the Cats. Goes the long high ball towards the Simpson territory. Blitzar's there as well. Simpson with a good follow-up. The two Tools working hard at ground level, but the Lions will scoop it up here. Here's Pearce Hand, a little daisy cutter ball intended for Lyle. Just wasn't a nice lace-out drop punt, and the Cats can mop up through Stevie J. Works it to Bartel at halfback. He wants to come inboard as the Cats so often do. Wasn't intended for Kelly, but he was able to take it. Gave it away to Corey. He just strolls through the middle of the Gabba. Podsiadly's one out against Clark. The young defender gets a spoil in. Podsiadly follows it up though. Too easy. Goes on the left. Little banana, and he's gone too wide. Cats miss another golden opportunity inside their forward 50.
That's a Geelong way, isn't it? He could have just straightened up. A little right foot drop punt, 30 metres out, sort of straight through, and tries to kick a check side off his left foot.
Brisbane 3-2-20, Geelong 2-3-15, Lava Wash scoreboard.
Not for me.
Yeah, made it look more difficult than it should have been. Now he's Rich, kicked to himself. Got a shepherd that time from Clark, so allowed him just to run off with the football. He kicks it out to the wing. Leuenberger knocks it down. Black is able to take it. He fires the handball forward to Hanley. Opens it up. Hanley got the cruel bounce. Back to retrieve it. He's on the outer side wing. Hanley will get the kick away. He kicks the half forward. Redden will be his target, but it's tracking out towards the boundary line. That's where it goes. We're going to have a throw in 50 metres around from Brisbane's goal.
It's great running by Redden then. Started at half back. Sort of really worked hard to provide that option.
Ball back into play. Simpson wins it down for Geelong. And it's been snapped that time by Rockcliffe. He kicks it top of the goal square, but Josh Hunt is back there to do the mopping up work for the Cats. To Bartel, to Enright. A couple of old heads getting involved, and Enright's got the footy at left half back.
So Enright will hug the boundary line, a little shorter to Bartel, who's right on defensive 50. It's Brisbane by 5 points here. If you're just joining us for Saturday Twilight Footy, for 7-11, and that one's going to be cut off by McGrath. Sunday Twilight Footy.
Good day ahead.
Bartel just accumulates, doesn't he? He's had his 9 already, I think.
So McGrath looking to pump it inside forward 50. Decided to go in short. It was cut off by the Cats. Brisbane working overtime here. Their forward line, Maloney, Brown dive in just to lock it up here and try and get a restart.
Yeah, one thing I would be doing if I was Geelong is I wouldn't be allowing Daniel Rich to set up on his own behind the footy.
Here's Maloney with the banana. Inside forward 50. Lyle trying to come from behind. Grand level ball for Mays, but he runs into a brick wall of Cats defenders. Only 20 metres out from the Brisbane goal as they edge a little bit closer. They've come to compete early here. Quick update from Patterson Stadium. Fremantle by 21 points, 5-6-36 to the Kangaroos, 2-3-15.
Redden up in the ruck that time. Leuenberger knocks it down. Corey able to shark it though for the Cats. Handball away to Christensen, who hammers it onto the boot. Now Hawkins got a couple to beat back there. Staker made it a contest. Now he's Rich. As Britt said by himself, he was able to get the handball out. Pat full, little fumble, and then gathered. And his kick was smothered well by Blitzarves. That was some good work. Over the shoulder that time by Pat Full. Blitzarves should be given the free kick. He is. It's a late call, but Blitzarves with the free.
It's mobile Blitzarves, isn't he?
Good.
So quick handball away to Stevie J, who was just running past, and he goes inside the 50 to Stokes. He gives it away to Enright. Enright, nice, neat kick. And Guthrie has taken the mark, and he will go back and line up the goal 30 metres out. Nice ball movement that time by the Cats. And Guthrie is now lining up the goal.
It's just when a bit of composure is needed. The difference between these teams at the minute is when a bit of composure is needed. Geelong's senior players get the ball and just make the right decision with it.
Here's Guthrie's kick, and it's on target as well. He's put through the goal for the Cats. And they retake the lead here at the Gabba. Lava wash scoreboard. Tough Italian pressure cleaners for tough Australian conditions. The Cats 3-3-21, Brisbane 3-2-20. Yeah, just that last kick inside 50 by Brisbane they're having trouble with.
Taking the right option and getting the ball in the right hands. Geelong senior players have a knack of being able to pop up in the right spot. Johnson there, just hitting that kick inside the forward 50 to the right spot. What Geelong have been guilty of in the early part of the quarter is just bombing along to the goal square, and it's given Brisbane a focal point to rebound from. No, they've stopped doing that. Their last couple of entries, they've tried to really find targets rather than bang it long.
So back in the middle here at the Gabba. Good entertaining game to end the round. Here's Selwood. Can break free from the middle. Gave it to Enright. He just kicks through a little bit of meterage out towards the wing, but Brisbane will get back here in numbers. Cruel bounce for Simon Black. Always got enough time to get back on it, but he couldn't break the tackle. Johnson came in from the side. He didn't quite see Stevie J, and he's been rewarded. He didn't see Zorko chasing him from behind. He was able to release it just in time to Corey Enright, who kicks into a nice bit of space to Bartel, who takes the mark. 45 out. He'll look to go inside, and the Cats are getting loose now. They're finding a bit of space inside their forward 50. And Christensen will line up 25 metres out.
There's just two great kicks. One from Enright from half back. Got Bartel on the fly, running away from the footy inside the forward 50. Lace out. Then he was able to just find a nice little short pass to Christensen 20 metres out directly inside.
So Christensen should be able to steer this home, and he does for the Cats. They kick the last two here, Geelong. 4-3-27, leading Brisbane 3-2-20. That's on the Lava Wash scoreboard. They're tough Italian pressure cleaners for tough Australian conditions. And a quick update at Patterson Stadium. It is Fremantle going very nicely at the moment. 6-6-42, leading North Melbourne 3-5-23.
Right about the decision making. Certainly the kicking execution's impressive by the Cats, but just the where to kick it and all those types of things.
It's the ability of their senior players to identify what's working and what's not. Yep. They bomb long to the top of the square, all of them, early, and Merritt's getting the ball away from Hawkins. He's not marking the ball. He's not on Packful.
Let's change.
He's on Merritt, so they changed.
We're back in the middle. Dawson Simpson gets it down quite convincingly. Then Stokes, handball over the top. They're on again here. Duncan. Handball away to Christensen from 49 metres. Christensen goes at goal, and another one for the Cats. That was a great finish. And the Cats suddenly lead by 13 points.
So Brisbane's decision after that last goal, Matty Leuenberger went off the ground with 2 minutes to go in the quarter. and you desperately needed him in the centre bounce.
Yep.
The consequences of that, he's got 2 minutes to run the game out before quarter time. The consequences to that is maybe 1 or 2 extra goals. He had to stay on the ground until the end of this quarter. Unbelievable.
So with only about a couple of minutes to play, the Cats, as they so often do, kicking goals late in quarters and get it out to 13 points in a very tight contest so far. Rich has had the 11 disposals, Bartel in double figures with 10 for the Cats. Back in the middle, Lyle won the tap against Simpson. Nicely sharked here by Sell. They might get another one, the Cats. Murdoch under a bit of pressure. High, up and under, inside forward 50. No clear target. Staker comes at it in front of Podsiadly, but Podsiadly laid a really good tackle. Stokes, they're just hunting the footy here, the Cats. Kick smothered there from Duncan. Staker looking to get out of trouble. Young Clark gives it to Rich, fed to a handball to Adcock that was ordinary. So Rich goes and hunts the footy and tries to make amends. Yo trying to get out of the tight squeeze in defence, goes long to Brown. Big spoil over the back for the Cats. Ground level ball to be won here for Hanley. Zorko burrowing in as well. Taylor trying to get out. He does. Releases to Taylor Hunt. Long ball inside forward 50, but the Lions will chop it off through young Mays.
So takes the mark. Oh, and then goes across the Lyle. Got some high contact from Jimmy Bartel, and Lyle will take the free kick. So Lyle has got it inside defensive 50. Not a great deal on offer further up the ground, so it just goes wide out to Patfull. As we wind down, we've got we're inside the last minute now, with Geelong leading it by 13 points. Patfull's been told to hurry up, so he kicks it to the wing. Brown, his target, flies for it. Dawson Simpson got there late and affected the spoil. Quick kick forward, coming from the boot that time of Patfull, and then goes to the wing. After it is Lonergan. He got the handball away. Redden's wrapped up in the tackle by Taylor Hunt. He's going absolutely nowhere, and the umpire's going to come in and ball it up. 30 minutes just clicked over this first quarter. We've got a ball up, and it's between wing and a half forward favouring Brisbane.
So as we tick towards quarter time, Simpson won the tap down. Redden sharks it inside forward 50, but front position for Guthrie on McGrath, and he can work it back to the defensive goal square to Stephen Johnson, who changes direction. The Cats peel towards half back on that far side. Enright, he'll be content just to hold up the footy. He'll chip it in short to Stokes, and that'll be all she wrote for the opening term here on Sunday Twilight Footy. The Cats 5-3-33, leading Brisbane 3-2-20. Christensen's kick 2, singles to Mackie, Hawkins and Guthrie, and for the Lions their goal kickers Rich, Lyle and also Rains. The other live action is at Patterson Stadium at the moment between the Fremantle Dockers and North Melbourne. We are in the third term. It is the Dockers 7-6-48 leading the Kangaroos 3-5-23. This is Sunday Twilight Footy for 7-11. Good call.
Finally here.
And welcome back to the Gabba. It is the Cats leading at quarter time by 13 points, 5-3-33. Brisbane at 3-2-20. So Geelong up by 13 at quarter time. If you're down at quarter time and gambling is taking the fun out of the game, do something about it. If you or someone you know is betting more than they really can afford to lose, contact Gamblers Help on 1-800-858-858 for free confidential support 24 hours a day. Let's hear from Wayne Britton after that first quarter with the Cats leading by 13 points. Brits?
Yeah, ripper first quarter. Loved it. It was both teams taking each other on. The pressure was great. The defensive chasing, really one man-on-man type of game of footy. It was just really good to watch. Geelong started really well, but I felt Brisbane were always still, they were up and about, they were pressuring really well. Geelong were just a bit too good early, and Geelong started bombing the ball to the top of the goal square and looking to get Hawkins into the game, and Merritt was able to spoil, and Brisbane's numbers back, especially with Rich from half back, they started to get all their attack and rebound from across half back, and it really got them into the game. No, but the running of both sides has been sensational in this game. It was just the composure of Geelong's senior players, Bartel and Johnson particularly, that were able to, when they got the ball, just change the way they went inside the forward 50. Hence Geelong leading by 13 points at quarter time.
Second quarter for 7-11 under the lights here at the Gabba. Simpson v Leuenberger trying to break here the lines. They do get it to Rockcliffe, who can pump it inside forward 50. Lyle direction. Brown comes. Fisted away by the Cats. Simpson pushed hard into defence. Ball was smothered off the boot there of Corey Enright, and Enright will lock up the Lions. No prior opportunity to get rid of that footy. Yeah, we'll have it thrown up 40 metres out from Brisbane's goal. Last to get up was Tommy Rockcliffe. So Lions looking to get the opening score here. Here's Black, nice little handball working his way through the traffic. Kick smothered off the boot there of Adcock. It went into the hands of Bartel, who pumps for a bit of distance out on the wing. Doesn't get a great bounce. Atball will get back there for the Lions. Got Rich in support. He's under the pump though, trying to get onto his left side. Feeds it back boundary side, which was a good decision in the end to kill that footy over the boundary line, and will go from the boundary throw in right in front of the interchange gates. Second term underway. The Cats 5-3-33. Brisbane 3-2-20.
Ball back into play. Leuenberger, good use of the body. Got it down. Black. Maloney close to the boundary line. Bartel pressuring him, and it goes over. Tell us about what they're doing with Daniel Rich at the moment, the Cats. He's up to 13 disposals so far, Brits.
Yeah, well, they've got Duncan, sort of, looks like he's going to play a little bit more of a defensive half-forward game on him now. What they did in the first quarter, he's on Guthrie, and Guthrie pushed into the midfield.
Here's Mackie kicking to half-forward. Nearly the mark taken back there by Zorko. Going in there is now Steve Johnson, wrapped up in the tackle. Adcock laid that on him. And the umpire lets play go on. Big Dawson Simpson was trying to get the handball out. Blitzarv's involved as well. Yo picks it up. He's tackled. Lost it. Murdoch tackled by Daniel Rich. Staker gets the kick out of that congestion. Bartel couldn't take it on the bounce. Hanley enters the fray. Got some pace too, Hanley, but Bartel keeping up with him. Got hold of his arm, but Hanley did well to kick it off the ground and get it to half forward for Brisbane, and it rolls over the line. Good work by Hanley. And we're going to have a throw in 50 metres around from their goal.
Gaelic footy skills there.
Absolutely.
By Pierce.
Yeah, got some good meterage for the Lions. So they look to attack early in this second term. Leuenberger, nicely done by Dawson Simpson, won the tap down. Little toe poke forward by Rockcliffe. Now the Lions can go. Maloney breaks. He can steady from 30 and drills the opening goal of the second term. Nicely done by the Lions. They get within 7. Geelong 5-3-33. Brisbane 4-2-26 on the 7-11 scoreboard. Good call.
This is what Brisbane have got to do. They've got to just keep making teams like Geelong bring their best game to the Gabba to be able to be a chance to beat them. And Brisbane's pressure and that around the footy. Simon Black's turned the ball over a fair bit tonight, but he's had his hands on it, I think, about 12 times, 10 or 11 times. And so he's really working hard in and under, giving Brisbane a chance to get first hands on the footy. 11
disposals for Black, involved again in that chain of play, with thanks to Squires Loft Steakhouse. Looking again at that goal on the replay. So the Cats by 7. Back to the middle we go. Leuenberger able to win it down. Here's Simon Black at the coalface again, trying to get it out. Lester got the handball away to Leuenberger. On the intercept, Enright did well. Dragged down by Lester. Only just got his handball away in the nick of time. Leuenberger somehow got boot the ball. Kicked it to half forward. Hanley trapped it on the bounce. Handball off to Golby, who kicks to half forward for Brown. Too far out to score. Jonathan Brown kicking a half out from goal. Thought about the short one. Now he does go with a short kick, and that was the wrong option because Enright there with the intercept mark. He does that so often.
They just read it too well, Geelong, those little kicks.
So Corey Enright will kick to the outer side wing. Duncan up there couldn't take it. Corey will wait for it on the bounce. Eludes him. Christensen could have been taken without it. And he's going to take the free. So Christensen will take it. Left half back. Cats by 7. 4 into the second quarter with thanks to 7-11.
So Christensen will go in short to Joel Corey. And Corey feeds the handball out. The run came from Mackie off half back. Long ball inside forward 50. Hawkins worked to the front. Had a fair bit of it. He'll be paid the mark. And Tom Hawkins will be kicking from right on 50. And the Cats leading it here by 7 points. Those vice-like hands out in front of the eyes.
Just great work by Selwood and Corey then. They had sort of 2-to-1 numbers out on the far wing. One Brisbane defender was covering both, and then they just split. Option opened up with Corey short. They used him and then went long to Hawkins. Just good team play.
So Hawkins looking for goal number 2. The Cats looking to get on the board in this second term to extend their margin out to 13 points. Puts it on its way. Holds its line extremely well. The Cats get the quick reply. And the margin the same as what it was at quarter time. The Cats 6-3-39. Brisbane 4-2-26. 7-11 scoreboard. Here's a bit more of Wayne Britton on Sunday twilight footy.
Yeah, you get the feel like when Geelong go forward, they're in a much more measured controlled way. Brisbane forward attacks have been they've been pretty good, but they've been a bit more frantic. They haven't been as composed. It's been on the end of sort of just some good work from Black inside, who got that hand pass to Maloney for that last goal of theirs. But Geelong's play's been measured from half back. Good decisions and good execution of the footy, and then long to Hawkins, who finally was on the lead, not long to a stationary spot.
Lead by 13, the Cats. We're back in the middle again. Leuenberger got the palm down. Kelly, quick handball away. Miss Corey. And it's going to be Maloney. Out of the middle, kicks it inside the 50. Looks for Jonathan Brown, just eluded him. It's too low for him. Harry Taylor cutting across to Josh Hart. Back to Harry Taylor again in the back pocket. They're nice and composed. Bartel, Josh Hart in the defensive goal square. Lovely neat kick. Gets it to Blitzarves. Takes it left half back. He goes to the outer side wing for James Kelly. Adcock giving chase. He's got some support there. The speedy Motlop who takes it, brings it inboard. Dawson Simpson takes the mark. They work that beautifully, the Cats. Simpson now kicks it up inside the 50. And Harry Taylor floats back and takes the mark. Ooh.
Free kick to Brisbane here.
Okay, that must have been before Harry Taylor took that. So a hold on Staker. And Staker's kick almost intercepted, but it's been taken by Patfull on the outer side.
Oh, Patfull took the handball back. He kept running off half-back. He had his teammate under the pump there. Long ball towards Lyle. Front position on Josh Hunt. And that one will creep over the boundary line. 55 around it. Right half forward here for the Lions.
It's really a perfect passage of play by Geelong, going from one end to the other, and then for some reason Staker punched Taylor in the back of the head and got a free kick for it.
Geelong by 13 points. Blitzar's come over the top.
You rule.
After down the throw to Christensen, who can't break the tackle, and he's going to be pinned. Holding the ball. Free kick Lions. Quickly away. Maloney to Doherty. He had his kick smothered. Would have put the Lions inside forward 50, and the Cats have won themselves a free kick here.
Geelong, again, that's about their fourth or fifth smother here tonight. Good sign that the team's on.
Stevie J to the middle to Murdoch. It rebounds. The Cats now the long ball inside forward 50. Hawkins came back with a flight, and that one will sail over the head of he and Merritt over the boundary line right next to the left point post. Only metres out from the Cats' goal. 6:3:39. Brisbane 4-2-26 here on Sunday Twilight Footy.
So ball back into play. Blitzarves. I'm going to reach over the top, get the palm down. Motlop couldn't take it. And the umpire's got free kick there to Merritt. Got some high contact. So Merritt will take it in the right back pocket. Comes across his defensive goal. Yo with the football now. Just twirls the Sharon in his hands. He'll bring it out to the wing here on this members side. Golby. He engaged that time with Corey, then slapped it on. Mackie was there to take it though for the Cats. In right. Back by hand to Mackie again. Little short pass. Again the right option to Stokes. Kick and a half out for Geelong. Stokes just holds it up. Pretty busy 50. So he's going to try and find an option. Breaking for him, Motlop. Motlop takes the mark. Just inside the 50, the man on the mark is standing on a tight angle.
They just looked at each other, them two.
Yep.
And knew where the ball was going to go. Motlop didn't move, just stood there with his opponent as if he was disinterested. And Stokes just popped the ball out in front, was always going to him.
So Motlop now is going to have a shot at goal. As I said, the angle is tight, and he makes it even tighter as he comes out to his right. He brings it back. It's not a bad effort. It is superb. It is a great goal by Motlop. Terrific finish. And the Cats lead by 19 points. Have another look at it on the Squires Loft Steakhouse replay screen. 4 great locations: South Yarra, Essendon, Docklands, and St Kilda Road Towers.
Motlop at the bottom of the screen. There's a move. Looks like he's going back in. He knows the kick's going there. Sensational play and a great finish by Motlop as well.
So he made it a bit tougher for himself, bringing it out onto a tighter angle. But
we thought he did, didn't we?
Didn't he bring it round well? Little spin of the finger.
I don't think I'm going to try and tell him how to kick a footy.
Very nice finish indeed. Just opening up the arc. So the Cats break free here by 19 points. Can Brisbane stay with them in this second term? It's the Dockers by 19 points over at Patterson Stadium last quarter. 7-6-48 to 4-5-29. And we're going to have a
take two, I think.
Yeah, secondary ball up here in the middle of the Gabba. Blitzarves won the tap down, taken here by Kelly. Quickly to Selwyn, trying to break the tackle. He does. Got a bit of high contact from Redden. Quick to play on Joel Selwyn. Now sends the ball into space at centre half forward. They're breaking free. The Cats here. Stokes takes the mark. 55 out. He's got the runner going past. It's Guthrie. Low ball inside forward 50. And in the hole was Elliot Yeo. Takes a good mark.
This
for
kid
the
keeps
Brisbane Lions.
improving bit by bit each time I see him play. As his body gets a bit stronger, I think he might be a handy player.
So Yo kicks it long towards half-back. Taylor had the front position on Rockcliffe. Taylor Hunt trying to break free. Ball ricochets out the back towards Brisbane's goal. Mays can't trap it. Strong body there of Enright. Good support from Harry Taylor. Fit a little underneath handball to Stokes, who lost his footing and now pinned in the tackle. Rockcliffe, little handball clears. Zorko swoops on the footy. Little low ball towards half forward. Chopped off though by Mackie. And Mackie can send the Cats with a long ball forward. Yo will sit underneath this and take an unopposed mark at half back.
So Yo plays on. He brings it out to Galby, who's got it left half back. So Galby looks down this member side wing. On the move, Brown. It could have been held on to, he was, by Lonergan. Will take the free kick. So Jonathan Brown back over his mark now. The umpire just making sure he's back properly. He wanted to sneak around. So he's on the wing. Looks up. Margin 19 in favour of the Cats. He's back there now. Little short kick. Maloney takes it against the team he started his career with. As Brent Maloney puts it up inside the 50, Lyle his target, and he takes the mark as well. That was some good body work. He engaged Simpson, was able to just protect the ball drop, take the mark, will go back and line up from 25 metres.
It was just a great kick by Brownie. Or was it Brent? No, it was Maloney.
Maloney
got the short one off Brownie and then went in quickly. Just had enough hang time and enough carry to really advantage the forward who was behind on that occasion. Simpson just pushed under the ball a little bit too easy.
So Jordan Lyle with the shot at goal here. He really should put this one away. He comes in 35 metres out directly in front. Oh, he's missed to the right-hand side. And a minor score on the 7-11 scoreboard. And Brisbane moving to 4-3-27. The Cats 7-3-45. 12 in to the second quarter. Sunday twilight footy for 7-11.
So Mackie to put it back in for the Cats. Bad miss for Jordan Lyle. Bread and butter stuff for forwards. 30 out. Long ball towards half-back. Harry Taylor over the back with a fist. Grand level ball to be won here. As Taylor Hunt runs into a brick wall. Doherty's got him all wrapped up. Umpire's going to come in and ball it up on the wing.
Just after a miss like that, it's so important for Brisbane to kick the next goal. If Geelong go forward and kick a goal, it really makes it a double whammy.
Simpson, big double fist forward. Doherty in the traffic trying to win the footy. Strong body of Selwood right there with him. That ball will be locked up again for another throw up. Back no, they blocked out a little free kick here. A little bit of high contact in the end on young Doherty. He looked to pump the Lions forward. Long ball towards half forward. Jonathan Brown trying to make up some ground, but that ball has sailed well and truly out of bounds on the fall, and a relieving kick for the Cats at halfback. 7-3-45 Geelong, Brisbane 4-3-27. We're gone 13 minutes, second term for 7-11.
So Steve Johnson with the kick. He goes down the line. Good mark. Taken by Blitzarves. Gee, this guy's impressive every time I see him. Great story. Blitzarves been called to play on. He brings it to the centre corridor. Just standing there like a statue was Guthrie. And now he's taking off after taking that mark. Goes short. Stokes has got it inside the centre square at half forward for the Cats.
He's had plenty of it, Stokes too.
So he waits and waits and then puts it up, hoping for Big Simpson to fly, and he's got it. Oh no, not quite enough. The umpire said, gee, I reckon he was unlucky. The umpire's going to come in and ball it up now, so they all jump on top.
I think he had more of that one than Hawkins had of the previous one.
Yeah, on the Squires Loft Steakhouse replay screen, unlucky. So ball up 30 metres out from Geelong's goal. Simpson will be involved in the ruck here. He got the knockdown. Black couldn't take it away. Rich is in there trying to get hold of it for Brisbane. He knocks it on. Murdoch goes to ground. Quick kick out of that congestion coming from Staker. Hanley with great pace got away from Josh Hunt. Steve Johnson gets involved, gives Josh Hunt a bit of a helping hand and gets it back from Hunt. Johnson to Lonergan. Lonergan now puts it up inside the 50. Podsy Adley flew. Crashed the pack, couldn't take the mark. Rich waiting down. Does the roaming work well. Got the handball away to Simon Black. With a neat pass, he goes and finds Jonathan Brown at centre half back.
Yeah, true centre half back, a long way from goal. Rockcliffe, in fact, it's Redden who's provided the run off half back. In the middle to Adcock. Adcock will go long. Leicester's got to beat two Cats here. Gets a contest. McGrath for a crumb. Just didn't quite sprint towards the footy. Now gets it, hooks it around the body. That looks good. Follow-up was good from Ash McGrath in game 200. And they stay in touch, the Lions, in this second term. The Cats 7-3-45. Brisbane 5-3-33. 15 minutes gone.
Bit of deja vu, isn't it? Geelong bombed the first three to the top of the goal square, and Brisbane been able to rebound again from half back. It was Rich that started that passage of play across half back, able to switch the ball and sort of get it out. Brisbane's runners, ball inside their forward 50 quickly. Ash McGrath goal.
Daniel Rich now up to 14 disposals. He's had 4 contested possessions. He's kicked a goal. And back to a 12-point ball game. So McGrath getting involved. He's got 2 goals in his 200th game so far. Now having a sit down. We're back in the middle. Simpson able to win it down. Selwood sharks it. He got past one tackle and just got the handball away in the nick of time after Redden confronted him. Christensen goes in. He couldn't get a clear handball out. And the umpire might have to sort this one out with a ball up and half forward for the Cats. Just on the edge of the centre square. 16 gone second quarter, 12-point ball game. Geelong lead. Lyle went up, got the palm down. Staker, tackled by Corey, lost it. Steve Johnson wriggles out of the tackle. He gets the kick inside 50. Stokes couldn't take the mark. He slips. Unless he's footing again. Got the handball to Guthrie. Back to Stokes, been busy. Inside the 50, he goes to the kick. Murdoch the target. He couldn't complete the mark. And it's going to be Doherty to go with the clearing kick for Brisbane.
He puts it into a bit of space. Handley trying to get there. Gets a cruel bounce though. Shark nicely by Bartel. Worked it back to Mackie. Went through his legs. He was able to mop up second time. Gave it back to Lonigan. They concede a bit of ground, the Cats, but into the corridor where they like it to Blitzars. The big man who is having a very good second term, and the Cats are peeling here. Mackie's run off half back. Gives it further on to Selwood. Selwood can go from 50. Off a step. Selwood at the goal square. Going back. And wrestling there, Merritt and Hawkins went over that pair and sailed through for a behind. The fourth for Geelong, 7-4-46, Brisbane 5-3-33, 7-11 scoreboard here on Sunday Twilight Footy.
Rich brings it back into play. Mark has been taken in the right back pocket by Staker, who goes short again.
Hawkins has got to start moving on Merritt. Merritt hasn't played a game of footy for a month. He's looking a little bit tired. He's got to start working him over a little bit.
Yo now kicks to the wing, but Lyle spilt the beans. Mackie on hands and knees, got the handball up, didn't go too far. And there is Maloney. Black as well. Corey trying to get hold of the football. The umpire is just lurking. Let play go on. Steve Johnson goes in. Black by the handball out to Lester. And then Staker. He goes to the midfield. Zorko attacks it, but good use of the body that time by Josh Hunt. He stops Zorko in his tracks. Christensen. After it now is Blitzarves. Gets the handball away to Enright. In the midfield. Back to Blitzarves. In a bit of strife. Back to Enright. Hurries it onto the boot. Inside the 50. There were some hands there from Duncan.
Paid it.
Hands in the back. And free kick going the way of Patfull. Duncan doesn't want to get... Yeah, that's 50. And fair enough too, because the call was made. He was told to give it back to him. He held onto the football. Making out. He didn't hear the umpire. And 50-metre penalty, and Patfull will be brought up to midfield with Geelong leading by 13 points.
And he plays on with no one on the mark. He goes from 60 long towards the goal square. Lyle there, Harry Shell at the back. Little crump for Simon Black on the non-preferred, and he's gone away to the right for a behind.
Got no hook on it, did he? He just bellied the footy.
Just hit it right in the middle. Hit it in the fat spot, not on the end. 2
goals in it. The Cats by 12 points, 7-4-46. Brisbane 5-4-34.
Josh Hunt brings it back into play. Mark has been taken by Mitch Duncan. 19 gone second quarter. Duncan's kick. Stevie J takes it, changes direction, changes his mind, wants to give it off by hand. Now he'll kick it. He goes to Josh Hunt. Hunt now will just chip it short to half back. Podsiadly comes up and accepts the mark. So Podsiadly at half back. Goes to the outer side wing for Kelly. This is good ball movement again by the Cats. Kelly looks up. He goes to Mitch Duncan. Good spoil Leuenberger, and Leuenberger wins the footy as well. He gets it onto his boot just beyond the reach that time of Zorko. Black picks it up. Look away handball for Zorko, who takes it to Patfull. Patfull's kick smothered well by Kelly. Deflects away to Bartel. Bartel to centre half forward. On the stretch that time, Taylor Hunt couldn't take the mark. Joel Corey rides the bump, got the handball away to Motlop. He's in space now, Motlop looks up inside 50. What a great option, what a great kick. And Bartel accepts it with glee. 45 metres out, he's got a man on short, and he finds him. And the mark has been taken there by Murdoch. So Murdoch takes the mark. He's going to go back and line up from 25 metres. Impressive, Geelong.
Very impressive. Motlop's composure then in the middle of the ground. He just stopped with the ball, let them all move around him, summed up his options, and then just hit Bartel lace out inside the forward 50.
So we're watching Jordan Murdoch line up the goal. He'll kick from about 30 metres out. He's directly in front, and he puts through the goal for the Cats and finishes off a very impressive piece of play by Geelong. And they're back out to an 18-point lead. 8-4-52 Geelong, 5-4-34 Brisbane, and that's on the 7-11 scoreboard. Good call. And around the grounds in the final quarter, Fremantle 10-7-67 North Melbourne, 4-5-29 Freo by 38 points there midway through the final term.
Well, I'm sure what game I'd rather be at, looking at the scores there. This has been a beauty so far. Geelong have played extremely well. You can't take anything away from Brisbane. Like they're 3 goals down, but they're throwing everything at it. They're making this a real contest. They're making Geelong bring their A-grade game up here to be able to sort of have that 3-goal lead.
Inside 50 so far though, Geelong 34, Brisbane 19.
But Brisbane have set up a lot of their attack. Geelong bombed the ball inside their forward 50. They've set up a lot of attack from half back.
Cats will go again here. Christensen to Enright, who kicks towards attacking 50. Here's Motlop with a toe. He's got to back to try and find a space. Sold the dummy beautifully. Runs to 50. We're right behind the kick. It just can't work back left to right. Hangs out to the left for a behind. Would have been an electrifying goal for the Cats. They're 5th behind. 8-5-53 Brisbane.
Some of his
5-4-34.
Some of his stuff is Cyril Rioli like.
Yeah, he's important player. Ball back in on merits and all sorts. He's been tackled by Blitzarves, holding the ball. Blitzarves will take the free kick and will have the shot at goal. Well, Merritt played on, and Blitzarves has been impressive again, laid the tackle, and now he's lining up the goal, left forward pocket. So Mark Blitzarves coming in for the Cats 9th, on its way, and that's perfect. Terrific kick, Blitzarves. And another goal for the Cats. And they move to 9-5-59. Brisbane 5-4-34. We'll get another look at that one on the Skies Loft Steakhouse replay screen. All great locations, South Yarra, Essendon, Docklands and St Kilda Road Towers. What did you see, Brits?
So I just seen Daniel Merritt biting off a little bit more than he could chew. So it was good work by Blitzarves. Like he's sort of precious well. He just doesn't look like a big guy, does he? The way he gets around the ground. It's the first time I've seen him live, and he is a very impressive player. Yeah. Geelong have played terrific today. I loved watching them play. The way they set up from the back half, the way they use each other, the way they create space for each other. And on top of that, their tackling's been first class. And they've probably had 6 or 7 smothers in this game of footy tonight.
Beautiful palm down by Simpson to Kelly. Long towards the goal square for the Cats. That was clinical. Podsiadley. Yo gets the crumb. Leads it to Merritt. They're trying to work out Doherty. And the Lions will clear through Patfull. Long ball towards the wing. Going back with the flight of the footy. Taking the mark is Stokes. So Stokes to try and put Geelong back inside their forward 50. Majority of the numbers in that part of the ground. So he squares the ball towards centre half forward. Big, strong mark by Big Dawson Simpson.
Leuenberger or Brown had to get to that contest. Well, even that sort of work for Rockcliffe. He's never going to get the ball down to ground.
Simpson, a little short ball to Selwood. Across here to Taylor Hunt. Steadies off a step. Long ball towards the goal square. It's fading out to the right. Leuenberger gets hands on it, takes it through for a rush behind as we tick towards half-time. The Cats 9-6-60. Brisbane 5-4-34. If you're just joining us, we've ticked over the 24-minute mark. It's Fremantle in control of Patterson Stadium by 38 points over the Kangaroos.
Stokes up to 17 for the Cats. Black, the major contributor for the Lions, with 15. Here's Rich, who's also had a fair bit of the football. Plays on from full back and then kicks to the outer side of the wing, but Lonergan's got it covered for Geelong. Handball to Enright. Inboard to Christensen. Right next to the centre circle is the football. Decides to go back over his mark. Thought about playing him with a handball, but now will kick. Up inside the 50 goes Podsiadley. Flew but couldn't take the mark. McGrath at ground level. Rockcliffe trying to break free, but Hawkins got him locked up, and the umpire's going to come in and ball it up 45 metres out from Geelong's goal.
Should have marked that, Podsiadley. He's with the only hands on the footy.
Absolutely spilt it. So a ball up. Simpson will contest here with Leuenberger again. Good contest. Leuenberger gets the palm down, comes to Kelly. Kelly's kick went straight up in the air. Here's Podsiadly again. Couldn't take it. Waiting down Merritt to Golby. Golby with a clearing kick. Goes to the outer side. And Lyle with a couple of bites of the cherry takes the mark.
Yeah, fed it inside to Zorko. He created the run. Kicks through a bit of space at half forward. Josh Hunt comes to meet it. Overrunning it, Zorko. Rocked a little toe poke forward. The Lions can get out here. Leuenberger away. Now the long ball towards Hanley. Nicely chopped off with the Cats' last line of defence. And Enright will squeeze the kick towards half back and finds a target under pressure. A big blitz halves.
How was that passage of play by Enright? He swooped on that ball, picked it up one hand, under enormous pressure, kicked across his body and hit Blitzaz 40 metres up.
He went up the line to Taylor Hunt, who fed it further up the line to Stephen Johnson. So Johnson holds the footy for a moment. We're inside the last 2 minutes, with the Cats leading it by 26 points. As we head towards half-time, that one really hugs the line. Stokes takes it a millimetre inside. Cats just wanting to hold possession here, not wanting to concede a late goal. Good use of the body by Podsiadly. Took a good mark at half forward. Asked to play on. Chips a little short ball towards centre half forward. Not a great kick. The Lions could make them pay here. Brown, his handball was intercepted. Zorko's kept running, creating something. No one inside forward 50. Releases to Handley. Doherty, got to go for home, son. Kicks into a bit of space. McGrath sprinting as hard as he can. In game 200, doesn't get a good bounce though. And Harry Taylor will mop up for the Cats.
He will kick the Blitzarves, who takes the mark left half back. So Blitzarves now to the outer side wing. Taylor Hunt, good marks, 26 points to the margin. Geelong lead as we tick down to half time. We're inside the last minute of the half. So Taylor Hunt takes the mark. So Hunt it was on the wing, who brings it inboard. Here's Duncan, traps it at his feet. Got the handball away to Steve Johnson, able to evade Daniel Rich. Handball off now to Selwood, who puts it up inside the 50. Hawkins to the bit. Oh, great mark, great hands. Too big, too strong. The Tomahawk will go back and line up the goal. A really good key forwards mark, Brits.
Outstanding. He's had a good tussle with Merritt. Merritt's been good. Merritt's just getting a bit tired.
Looking on the Squires Loft Steakhouse replay screen, and it was a very good mark. Had two to beat in the finish, Lyle and Merritt. Lyle was coming back at him. Merritt was trying to spoil from behind.
Merritt had to get in front of him and body his position.
So after the siren, Hawkins will shoot the goal to extend the half-time lead. He'll kick from 35 metres out. He's on a 45-degree angle. Hawkins, nice, slow, and misses out to the right-hand side, and that's half-time at the Gabba on Sunday Twilight Football, and the Cats lead it by 20. Oh, and there's a little bit of a stink on too, bit of push and shove. Hawkins getting involved. There's Merritt there as well. Players come from all points of the compass to get involved. Not too much. There's a little bit of pushing and jumper pulling and all that sort of stuff, but it doesn't last too long.
I don't think you're going to get out of that as a fine.
Absolutely. So it's all over now. But it's half-time at the Gabba. Geelong by 27 points, 9-7-61. Brisbane 5-4-34. Coming up the Telstra retail stores half-time break. Brits will have the top 5 players from the first half and also look at the bottom 5, the 5 players that need to really lift in the second half. That is coming up as we check around the grounds. 24-minute mark of the final quarter in the other game. Fremantle 10-7-67. North Melbourne 4-5-29 in the other game. So it's the Cats by 27 at half-time, 9-7-61. Brisbane 5-4-34. This is Sunday Twilight Football for 7-Eleven. Good call.
Welcome back to the Gabba on a beautiful Sunday evening here in southeast Queensland. Big second half coming up. The Cats lead by 27 points, 9-7-61 to Brisbane, 5-4-34. A 38-point win to Fremantle over North Melbourne over at Patterson Stadium. We've got another look during the break there on the Squires Loft Steakhouse replay screen of the Stevie J bump on Piers Hanley. No doubt it will be looked at, but it's such a fine line. Of course, if you're out in town tonight, you can head down to Squires Loft. They're premium grass-fed, excelling in taste and tenderness. The owners are Troy and Sean. They're at 1 Queens Road in St Kilda Road Towers. Monday to Friday, they're open for lunch, dinner, right throughout the course of the week, 6 p.m. till late. The bar is open every day until late. Happy hour daily from 5 till 6 p.m. You can phone this number, book a A nice night out for a beautiful stake at Squires Loft. 9863 7700.
Just having a look at a bit of the Twitter reaction, Bridge, to that collision with Stevie J and Hanley. John Rowan from the Herald Sun tweeting, match review verdicts mean I have no idea if Johnson will get suspended for Hanley hit, but if you choose to bump, not tackle, they will have a look at it. Michael Gleeson from the Age newspaper saying he hit the head, so he will get weeks. So it's just whether or not he chose to bump, or whether or not he was bumping to, trying to protect himself. I suppose that's the question the match review panel will ask.
Just the time they have to make that decision. I think if there's intent and someone comes in and tries to clean you up with a hip and shoulder like that, if there's intent to harm, then sure. But I don't reckon there was any intent at all in that incident with Johnson. I reckon Hanley sort of was caused a little bit of it by sort of coming through that area. And the two Geelong players there to tackle and put the pressure on there. I don't know. I'd be disappointed if he got weeks. I don't like seeing the best players out of the game for any reason. They miss enough for injury and being rested without being suspended for something that I don't think had any type of maliciousness in it whatsoever.
Well, the Cats by 27 points, about to get back underway here at the Gabba. Brisbane some work to do. 9-7-61 Geelong. Brisbane 5-4-34. Here's Brett Phillips to get us underway.
Third quarter action for Centrebeck, and the Lions make a charge at the Cats in this second half. We're about to find out. It's going to be Leuenberger. And the tap one there by Simpson, who came over the top. Duncan is all wrapped up. Can't escape with the footy. And we'll have a throw up just outside the big circles. Right in the middle of the Gabba. Simpson again. And there's a little hold here. Umpire has plucked out a free kick.
They've got to go to Johnson. I think it was Leicester holding him.
Yep, so it's going to come all the way back as Stevie J was breaking towards half forward. He'll have to come back behind his mark if anyone cares to stand the mark.
Leicester's got the job on Johnson at the moment, trying to play him close.
Handball forward to Enright, pumping ball right towards attacking 50. Going back with the flight of the footy. Good mark to Tom Hawkins. Acute angle in the right forward pocket.
It's the way they've got to play to Hawkins. They've got to play it, kick it to the side of him or in front of him. They kick it on top of him. Merritt's as strong as anyone playing. 2 goals in the opening half for Hawkins. On the great side here for a right footer, so he's holding that footy right now. He'll go the banana, the check side, whatever you'd like to call it, and that is sensational. What a start for the Cats. Never in doubt off the boot of Tom Hawkins. He kicks his third, and the Cats get out by 33 points. 10-7-67. Brisbane 5-4-34. Opening minute on the Centrebet scoreboard.
Have a look here at the Squires Loft Steakhouse replay screen. How is Enright able to run from half back without anyone on him? Brits and just take the ball and kick it inside 50.
Well, Zorko had to push over onto the mark because Leicester, who was on Johnson at the time, had pushed back into defence. So it's Geelong's ability to open up that avenue.
Yeah.
Their other players move to create space for Enright to run into, and then they're good enough to get the ball to him. 33
points the margin. Cats with the first goal of the second half. Back in the middle again, Leuenberger wins it down, and Maloney gets the centre clearance, puts it up inside the 50. Brown couldn't get to it. Lonergan with a spoil on him. Here's Enright again, to Steve Johnson. So Johnson just pops it up, and good mark has been taken by Duncan. So he continues to hit every target at the moment, Steve Johnson. Duncan brings it inboard, and Taylor Hunt spills it, but he was able to re-gather, and he goes across to Mackie, who's got it left half back. So Andrew Mackie, again, slow build-up, patient build-up. Harry Taylor's got it now. He goes short to Stokes, who takes it in the midfield. He spreads it out wide. Duncan's got the football, gives the handball away to the skipper Selwood, who looks up, kicks it inside 50, and it's Christensen now doubling back. Hawkins was on the lead, not happy, the big fella. The big fella wanted that football, but Christensen just got into his path and took it off him.
I know if that had been Lockett, Christensen would have been carried off right now.
He was out in the lead for those at home, Tom Hawkins, and it was his to take, and then Christensen just glided in from the side and snatched it off him, and he gave him an absolutely filthy look as Christensen now, he's got to kick the goal. Well, he'll be even more cranky now, Tom Hawkins, because he's missed Christensen out to the right and 1 point, the margin 34 in favour of the Cats.
The only way you're going to stop those little blokes doing that is you've got to hit them. Bang. You've got to just hit them. One little one.
So many hungry players inside forward 50 for the Cats wanting a piece of the action. Staker He's going to go right up the middle of the Gabba. Brown will fly. Good conviction with the hands out in front. Quickly releases off to Hanley. He's got the toe to burn off Christensen. Now the long ball to a bit of space on attacking 50. Rockcliffe direction. Stevie J gets between him and the footy. Works it back towards Hunt. Good tackle from Rockcliffe. He pins the ball in here. And the umpire is going to throw it up just inside the boundary line. If you're just joining us here at the Gabba, Brett Phillips, Matt Granlin, Wayne Britton, the second half just underway here of Sunday Twilight Footy. And it is the Cats leading it by 34 points. 4 minutes travelled on the Centrebet scoreboard. The Dockers by 38 over North Melbourne at Patterson Stadium a little bit earlier today as the umpire tosses it back in again. Redden tried to come third man up. Grand level ball here for Maloney's wrapped up by Duncan, and that ball is not escaping at all. We're 45 out from Brisbane's goal, another stoppage.
So 34 points the margin. Ball up again. The Cats have been fantastic today. If you're just joining us so far, here's Christensen going in trying to win it. Slaps it to Steve Johnson, being one of the best on the ground. Stevie J picks it up and he was tackled and lost it. Maloney trying to get it forward. Black now gets it from Leuenberger and he goes short and wide. The mark has been taken very wide by Zorko. So left half forward Zorko. He's in a very tight angle. He's going to have a crack, going to have a go at it. It's going to be tough though. Zorko will kick from where the 50-metre arc meets the boundary line, and so he's going to have to take his best here from outside the 50. Lets loose with a big kick out to the right-hand side. Milling the mark. Oh, Jonathan Brown gets it onto the boot and then sockers again, and it's through. I reckon he's got it. 2 attempts by Jonathan Brown. He kicked it round his body, then he kicked it off the deck again just to make sure of it. We're going to go to the video review though upstairs. The question will be, was it actually touched off his boot? There were Geelong players there just trying to rush it through. Brown was convinced that he kicked it off the deck and kicked the goal. We have a look now on the Squires Loft Steakhouse replay screen. Ooh, what do you think, Brett?
Well, we need to come back. Have a look at this. Is a better angle here, Matty. Brown lunges with the left boot through a lot of traffic. Hands. Well, it's hard to tell if a fingernail got on that. Getting a third look from high above.
Just depends also what the first decision was. So that's what they'll go with. It's inconclusive from the angles that we've seen.
It's a goal. Yeah, I reckon you've got to pay that.
So we will wait.
Regardless of whether it's a goal or not, Brown's start in this half has been terrific. He's got himself into the game.
1 point.
Nice grab. Oh.
Touched is the call. Gee. So that must have been the initial call by the goal umpire, and that's what they go with. So 33 points the margin. Cats lead.
So Hunt to put it back into play. Josh Hunt with his raking left boot doesn't get good connection on that one. It floats towards Simpson. Duncan there with him for a bit of support. Feeds a handball. Podsiadley couldn't take it cleanly. Butters up better the second time. Duncan, Stokes, they work through the middle of the ground. He hooks the ball out wide. He saw a vacant man on the 50. It's big Blitzars on that occasion. Good run from Mackey off half-back Selwood. Back to Mackey. They combine beautifully. Steps back, straightens up. Long ball towards the goal square. Front position for Stephen Johnson. Almost juggled the mark. Still keeps it in the field of play. Now it's taken over. And we'll have a boundary throw in right next to the left point post. The Cats leading it by 33 points here on Sunday Twilight Footy for 7-Eleven. Their freshly ground $1 regular coffee at 7-Eleven. Good call.
So ball back into play. Dawson Simpson got it down, but Golby's going to go with a clearing kick. Kicks it out to the wing, but it's all Geelong again. Josh Hunt cuts across and takes the mark, so he's going to bang it inside the 50. Again for Geelong. Looks up. He goes to the forward pocket. It's going to be Jimmy Bartell this time to take it with 2 bites of the cherry. And Bartell will go back and line up the goal. This is position number 16 coming up for the Brownlow medalists.
Great grab by Bartell, but the work just behind that pack from Motlop to stop the other players from being able to get in and contest that footy was terrific. They just work so well for each other without the ball, Geelong.
So Bartell will have a shot at goal from 45 metres out. He moves in, looks good, or just fading left at the last moment and through for 1 point. Centrebet scoreboard. We've gone 8 minutes in this third quarter. The Cats are 10-9-69, Brisbane are 5-5-35.
So Staker with the kicking duties for the Lions. Works it up the middle to Yo. He's got Merritt on the outside. He can run towards defensive 50. Just lobs a little ball over the top to Rockcliffe. He works the line in front of us here on our broadcast wing. McGrath's got a couple to beat in the air here. Big spoil from behind by Josh Hunt. Beautifully scooped up by Stokes. Half volley handball back to Josh Hunt. He's caught a bit of high contact. Umpire waves him to play on. His kick was smothered, but it still fell into the hands of Bartel. The run comes from the Cats. Sweeping handball by Duncan. A stationary Hawkins able to turn around on the right boot. Hooks it into Blitzars. Staker down here for the Lions. Trickles towards Geelong's goal. Podsiadly worn down by Merritt. Great tackle. And takes him over. And there was came off the Geelong boot there of Podsiadly. So it'll be a Merritt free kick, last line of defence.
Goes to Clark in the defensive goal square. Clark will come short out to Elliot Yo, who's got it in the right back pocket. Margin 34 in favour of the Cats. Yo with the football. He kicks it now to Patbull, who's able to win it. The handball away. Patbull will get involved again here. Handball over the top. Rockcliffe. He gets it on, looking for McGrath, but Selwood is hard at the football. He's not going to give that one up too easily. Pushing the back, and Selwood will take the free kick. Advantage taken by the Cats. Duncan, he kicks the half forward. Podsiadly the target. Merritt comes with a big spoil. Redden wins it. Gives it back to Merritt. Lyle, Adcock, promising build-up Brisbane. Inside the 50, it's Simon Black. Looks up, kicks it goal, and Stone misses the right-hand side. Gee, should have put that one away, Blackie. 1 point was the result, though, across the face.
So one area in his footy, Blackie, it just lets him down that little bit. Every other aspect of his game is absolutely sensational, but just it's an easy opportunity to finish, and just doesn't quite execute well enough.
So Guthrie from the kicking goes in short to Harry Taylor. Back to Guthrie. He's going to kick in the Selwood direction on the wing. He's got the back position on Maloney. Now he can really sprint onto the footy. Carell here by Maloney. He wouldn't have to hold onto the footy and feed a handball back to Bartel. He's got to work back here. No passage forward for Jimmy Bartel. He concedes a little bit of ground to Lonergan. So Lonergan and half back here for the Cats. He'll come back into the corridor. How does a man get so loose right in the middle? It's young Murdoch with the toe. Hits up Podsiadly on a good lead. Feeds it back. Here's Motlop with the dash. They've got to go a little grubbing kick in the end. He was just worn off his kick. Merritt was able to scoop it up. They're under pressure. Yo couldn't distribute. Murdoch trying to stand up in the tackle. But the Lions get out here into the path of Golby. Selwood, Maloney with a good shepherd, but Golby's going to be brought down in the end by Selwood, who just hunted him down, and he'll be rewarded with a free kick.
What a tackle. Take us through it, Brits.
Mate, there's no words that can describe that. Just Joel Selwood being Joel Selwood, absolutely sensational. He'd worked his butt off out in front of us and then pushed forward. How he made that tackle stick was unbelievable. Let's hope he kicks a goal, because he certainly deserves one. Although I think he might be too tired to put the ball on his boot.
Trademark of the Selwood game. Can he have the finish as well? And hangs out to the right or just the one behind, so doesn't get to put the icing on the cake. As we check the Centrebet scoreboard, 10-10-70 the Cats. Brisbane 5-6-36. 12 travelled third term here on Sunday Twilight Footy.
So one disadvantage about living up here in Brisbane is you don't get to see players like Joel Selwood run around and play live. You certainly miss that.
Yeah. Merritt brings it back into play. Golby gets it from Black, and now he kicks to the midfield, but Patbull wants to get it off by hand. Maloney was charging past, didn't give it to him. Now he's going to play on and then kick it to centre half forward. Rich is there. In comes Brown from the side, but it's going to be taken away by the Cats. Duncan gives it to Josh Hunt, to Bartel, the Hunt, who kicks it now to the wing, and the mark has been taken by Harry Taylor on the chest. And Taylor kicks it to half forward. Selwood's going to be in the mix again here. Can't quite trap it, got two to beat. Got a little kick away, it was clever. Hawkins now outside the 50. Golby's got him, but got it away to Selwood. No. It's going to come back for Hawkins. So Hawkins takes the footy outside the 50 for Geelong. He puts it up at the top of the goal square. Podsiadly flew. No mark. Knocked away well by Clark. Doherty now for the Lions in the back pocket. Goes with a clearing kick. Lyle the target, but he's outgunned, outmarked by Jimmy Bartel.
Who goes to Josh Hunt, works it into the middle, right into the corridor to Mackie. They're peeling off and getting some space now, the Cats. He hits up Blitzars at centre half forward. finding holes. Here the Cats. Litzar's from 55. He gets onto it. Long, high to the goal square. Podsiadly with a juggle. Couple of bites, takes the mark. Now he's on not his best side here for a left footer, so he'll have to go, you'd think, the check side here.
Good work by Simpson then to engage Merritt in that contest.
I think he's going to try and go on the right, just take a step.
The Stevie J special.
Yep. They practice it down at Catland, that's for sure. Should be able to put it through, he does. James Podsiadly kicks his first of the evening, and the Cats out by 40 points in the third term. 11-10-76. Brisbane 5-6-36 at the 14-minute mark. Set a bit scoreboard.
Just the pace of this game's just starting to wear Brisbane down that little bit. Geelong really starting to get on top and starting to control this game. Just the efforts of Selwood started the game sensationally, set the right example for his teammates to follow, and he's just carrying on with that now.
Have a look at the Squires Loft Steakhouse replay screen. Tom Hawkins just giving it to Golby there after he was tackled by Selwood about 2 or 3 minutes ago. Just getting into his face.
Golby was the one that went at Hawkins after he missed that goal just before half time. So a little bit of payback there.
There you go. 40 points the margin. Leuenberger gets it down, but Black is able to win it. Got the handball away to Rich, who kicks it to half forward for Brisbane. Patbull knocks it on, but Josh Hunt was there to soccer it off the turf. Out towards the boundary line. The question will be asked for deliberate. And it's not going to come. The umpire's going to throw it back into play.
That's what I don't understand at times with Brisbane. Rich was sensational across half back in the first half, and they've moved him now into the midfield and half forward. They'll win the footy here.
They gave it up to Corey though. Stokes in there, can't take it cleanly. Comes out to Hanley, who has a flying shot. It's out of bounds on the full. Free kick going to Harry Taylor in the back pocket.
But he's played one game in about probably the last 8 weeks, Richie, and like settling him across half back with the start that he's had just seems the smart thing to stay with.
So Taylor last line of defence. Harry kicks it long towards the wing, in towards the Hawkins direction. Couldn't take the mark. Ball falls to Murdoch, who kicks a high up and under right down towards centre half forward. They fly in the air. Clark couldn't take it cleanly for the Lions. Maloney trying to mop up to Merritt, who was under siege. Nicely scooped up by Hanley. Under pressure at half back. He turns towards boundary side. His handball's gone askew though. A little check side from Stevie J was creative. On the end of it will be Christensen. Can he steady? No. It's hit the right point post. And a relieving kick for Brisbane. Deep in defence. 11-10-76 the Cats. Lions 5-6-36. Sunday twilight footy for 7-Eleven. Their Krispy Kremes delivered fresh daily. And 7-Eleven could call. It was the Dockers by 38 over North Melbourne earlier today.
So Adcock with the football for Brisbane. He sends it long. Leuenberger in the mix here. Just couldn't take it on the second bite. Maloney there knocks it out. Redden. Leuenberger gets involved again. And then kicks it to half forward. Patbull had 2 to beat. Duncan gets back. A little bit of a fumble. Sorko ready to pounce, but Duncan got the handball out to Kelly. Missed the target in Murdoch. Able to retrieve it. Murdoch's handball goes straight to Hanley. Now to Patbull. Here they go on the intercept, Brisbane. Zorko changes direction. Handball off the Patbull. Harry Taylor's got him cooked. Lays the tackle. Takes it over the boundary line. The umpire will say throw it back in. He was very lucky that time. Dispossessed of the football, so we're going to have a throw in just outside the 50 for Brisbane. Leuenberger doing the ruck work that time with Simpson. Black wins it down. Comes out to Rockcliffe, able to handball to Hanley. Hanley now to the forward pocket. McGrath or Maloney. Maloney tried with the one hand. Goes over the boundary line. We'll have a throw in left forward pocket for Brisbane. The Cats by 40 points. 17.5 gone third quarter.
Just got in each other's way then, Maloney and McGrath.
Yep. So a chance for the Lions to score. And the Cats doing it comfortably here in this third term. Leuenberger, Simpson had the front position though. Ball goes towards Brisbane's goal square. Can they pinch one here? On the boot. It's going to roll deep in towards the forward pocket. Harry Taylor comfortably takes it over the boundary line. Will reload once again for the boundary throw in. Got a bad crowd in to watch this one. A rare Sunday night twilight game in Brisbane. Umpire puts it back in again. Blitz over the top. Leuenberger able to palm it down. Almost could have been a hold there for Brisbane. Ball kicked out of mid-air. May's a chance here, but surrounded by Cats. Beautiful little handball from Corey. Christensen, they work the boundary line. Nicely done by Guthrie. Better handball further afield. Selwood's kept running. Puts it on the boot. It's going to be chopped off here. Colby gets a touch on it. Follows up nicely with a second touch, but his handball missed the target. And the Cats will look to rebound here at half back. There's Joel Corey. Puts it into the path of Guthrie, and they work that boundary line again. The Cats, they're running forward. Stevie J, they're going to loop it over the top. Now the run of Motlop. He can put the afterburners on and sprint to 50. Can he finish it off? We're behind the kick, and we love it. That's why we love coming to the footy. When a guy just tucks the ball under his arm and says, I'm going for home. The Cats kick their 12th. 12-10-82. Brisbane 5-6-36. Margin now out to 46 points.
Geelong, they've missed a couple of handballs over the other side with, I think it was Duncan and Murdoch.
Yep.
Sort of balls that went to the ground. It comes over to this side. Stevie J just gets involved, makes the right decision with the footy over to Motlop. What can you say about that goal? He's run harder than everyone else, and then to be able to kick it from 50 on the end of that long run with the tired legs, absolutely talented, absolutely sensational.
It's his second goal, Motlop, and the Cats lead it by 46 points. Sunday twilight football for 7-11. Back in the middle, Leuenberger wins it down. Stevie J got the handball away to Duncan, who gets it on to Murdoch outside the 50. He launches it to full forward. Motlop goes for a ride and got into the back of his opponent that time. A little bit too early, and Elliot Yeo will take the free kick for Brisbane and 50 metres.
Geelong at the centre bounces. They start their half forward up on the line on the far side. Brisbane keep their defender across half back, but he doesn't come into the square. He just stays there, and Geelong's attacks out of the centre bounce always go out to the far side.
Short ball. It's on the wing, and Redden has taken the mark for Brisbane. So Redden, not a great deal happening for him further up the ground, so it's going to go back into the corridor for Elliot Yeo, and he just goes with the short pass. Mays. The football now for Brisbane. And again, now Geelong's got all avenues covered here. So Mays is going to have to kick it up, hoping for a big Mark Lyle in the mix here, and it knocked away by Simpson. Steve J just there, just flicked the handball over the top to Bartell, to Harry Taylor, and they swing into action. Stokes. Here's the Geelong machine at work. Selwood takes the mark on the wing, was put down after he took it. No 50 though. Selwood gets to his feet. Steve Johnson working hard, provided the option for him. Takes it between wing and half forward. And that's 50 metres. So free kick must have been, is it downfield? Is it? There must have been a hold there just at the top of the goal square. So Steve Johnson. It's going to be Steve Johnson's free kick, or is it going to go to someone else?
But no, he's paid 50, isn't he?
Okay.
So Jack Redden must have gone over the mark.
So 50 metres. We'll have a look on the Squires Loft Steakhouse replay screen. I didn't see him go over the mark. So Steve Johnson's got the shot at goal after that 50-metre penalty. He shouldn't really have a problem with it. Played a great game, Stevie J. Going to kick from 35 metres out, 45-degree angle, on its way and straight through the middle. So Steve Johnson kicks the goal for the Cats, and the margin 52 points. 13-10-88, Brisbane 5-6-36. Have a look here, Brett, on the Squires Loft Steakhouse replay screen.
Now, the umpire...
It's over the far side.
At the back,
yeah.
He's heard...
Yeah.
Yeah, the voice of the non-officiating umpire there, so it was...
Someone's put Stokes or Motlop down.
Yeah, at half forward.
So I was off the footy. Sunday twilight football for 7-11. They got the Krispy Kremes delivered fresh daily at 7-11. Good call. And the Cats are dominating. They're great to watch. They lead by 52 points.
Just Selwood's hard running through the middle there to take that mark, running with the flight of the ball. Had a big body and Staker coming at him and sort of hit him. Just great courage. Just good to watch.
So ball back in the middle. Just really opening up now for the Cats, but they get a good centre clearance here. The lines. That's a bit of the old black to brown. Seen that a bit over the years. And Brown to line up 40 metres out directly in front.
Have you seen him tonight, Jonathan Brown, Rich?
Oh, look, I think he tried to get himself into the game early in this quarter. Brisbane they've been outclassed in this quarter, and they've got a little bit tired. Their pressure hasn't been as good. But Brownie's sort of reliant on other players upfield a bit to get into the game now.
And looking for his first goal of the evening. That's gone out to the left for Jonathan Brown.
think it's really hard for blokes to have 2 or 3 weeks off, especially playing as a key forward and then come back into this game and play well.
13-10-88 the Cats. Brisbane 5-7-37.
Josh Hart, a monster straight up the middle. There was no mark. Selwood goes hunting after the football, couldn't take it cleanly. Doherty got the handball away to Mays, who goes short. Hanley takes it outside the 50, back to Doherty. Doherty's kick-off has been smothered well by Steve Johnson, and then they swoop Christensen. I thought it was taken high there, and actually got a push in the back, Christensen, so he'll take the free kick at right half back. The good smother by Steve Johnson to set all that up. So Christensen, nothing coming at him, so he goes back inside defensive 50 to Josh Hunt, going to come out the other direction to Bartel now on the member side between half back and wing.
All their blokes down back are good kicks, Geelong.
Yeah.
And they're penetrating as well. They're not just short.
Running at 70% efficiency at the moment, the Cats. There's the kick to Stokes. Couldn't take it. Golby there with a spoil. Handball away to Redden, who kicks the centre half forward. Here's Jonathan Brown again. He's outside the 50 now. He's going to load up and go whack. And he kicks it top of the goal square. Patfull gets back, and Patfull has taken the mark. He's been paid. He almost dropped it as he was falling to the ground, but Patfull's going to go back and line up. He was lucky to hold on to that. Oh, did he control it on the way down? That's the question, Brett.
No, I wouldn't have played that.
Played it already, so it's over. Great running by Bartel to get back there and make a contest of it.
Murdoch subbed out too for the Cats. Jesse Stringer getting a run.
Patfull comes in, puts it straight through the middle from point blank range. 25 minutes gone, third quarter. Centrebet scoreboard. Brisbane with their 6th goal, 6-7-43. The Cats at 13-10-88.
Fight this out now, Brisbane. They don't want this to turn into a 60-point drubbing because they haven't been that bad, but the signs, just with the enthusiasm and the attitude of the players, it's dropped in this quarter. Like, they've got tired and they've virtually conceded that the game's over, but there's still a hell of a lot for them to play for.
Yeah, there certainly is, and that's what's going to be looked at. Necessarily maybe the wins or losses, but the way Brisbane go about it in the second half of the year under Michael Voss, who is under genuine pressure, no doubt about that. Umpire puts it down. It's going to be Lyle in the middle, who competes well and wins the tap down. Maloney trying to win the footy. They come hard off the square. Duncan attacked it well for the Cats. And that ball tucked in underneath. Maloney trying to get it clear. Christensen hangs over the top of the footy as well. Now steaming rolling through where he was Corey. Handball went straight to Lilo. He couldn't get an effective handball there. Tough in the clinches. The umpire has plucked out a free kick, and the Lions can go here through Rich. Steps inboard. Penetrating ball inside forward 50. And the mark will be taken by Jay Brown. Always like seeing that as a forward. A nice long ball coming in. And Jonathan Brown, who missed from a similar spot only about 4 or 5 minutes ago. This one should be bread and butter. 30 out directly in front for the skipper, and he steers it home. And Brisbane get a couple of goals here and to stem the blow. 13-10-88 Geelong, Brisbane 7-7-49. Marching back to 39 points on Sunday Twilight Footy for 7-11. Don't forget their Krispy Kremes delivered fresh daily at 7-Eleven. Good call is Wayne Britton.
Yeah, Daniel Rich into the game again. Nice long left foot. It's good to see Brownie attacking the footy in the air nice and strong like that again. I don't think he was that good in the first half, but in this quarter he's really tried hard to impart his influence on this game of footy. And I just hope he can finish off well in the rest of this game.
First goal for Brown. He's taken 6 marks tonight. Margin back to 39 points now, 27 gone third quarter.
It's like Mays has been subbed out here, Matt, and Ryan Harwood into the action for the Lions.
It's stiff to be the sub, Harwood. I reckon he's been pretty good for him across half back.
Poor bounce. The umpire let it go. Blitzarms got the tap down. Selwood able to get the handball over the top. Blitzarms gives chase. Big fella gives it to Jimmy Bartel, and Bartel now kicks it up inside the 50 for the Cats. A good mark to Clark, who was just leading Hawkins to the ball that time. And Potsy Adley was able to smother his kick. Luckily, Elliot Yeo was alert to it. Maloney, Harwood freshly on. Away to Yeo again. It's on the outer side wing. Here's a chance for Redden, who kicks the half forward for Leuenberger. Had a good couple of minutes here, Brisbane. Leuenberger takes the mark at 49 metres, tight angle. And they've done a couple of nice things, the Lions.
Yeah, no, it was good work. especially across half back there. Young Clark, who I think's got a future. He's still a bit light, a bit young at the moment, doesn't take the game on at all, but it's been fairly safe. And Yo's running was really good then out of half back.
Leuenberger from right on the 50, on its way, just off to the left-hand side and through for 1 point.
Was the one mistake I've seen Geelong make defensively. Podsy Adley went to the ball rather than staying with Yo.
So Josh Hunt dumps it back into play towards the half-back. Podsy Adley can get the ball over the back here, just inside the boundary line. He hooks it round on the left towards the wing. Not a good bounce there for Enright. Trapped okay by Barrett, Maloney, Rich. They all combine to take it to half forward. Lester, the runners come. And now the ball inside forward 50. It's going to be cut off. It was intended for Lyle, but Harry Taylor read it best in the air.
It was a bad kick by Redden then. It's a good passage of play. Rich sets him up. Once Rich gets the ball, he makes the right decision and executes and does it straight away. Gives the others time to do something with the ball.
Bartell in the back pocket to Taylor. Works it back to Bartell, who wants to step inside. He's able to do that. And he works it down the line towards Hawkins. Worked his way to the front. Just couldn't quite clutch the mark at the last minute. Stringer was just on the ground getting involved. Nice little handball, Christensen. Fed back by Hunt to Bartell. Been corralled here, but they're good enough to keep possession, the Cats, and always have the composure to get a good kick forward. It was a thumping kick by Hunt, but it's been chopped off here by Elliot Yo at halfback. With Geelong leading it by 38 points, three-quarter time, not too far away here.
Like Yo's game, he's been impressive. He kicks to the wing. Staker, good strong mark on Bartell. So Brent Staker takes it on the wing as we wind down to three-quarter time, and there it is. And 38 points is the margin. And in that third quarter, the Cats won the third quarter, 4 goals 3 to 2 goals 4, but good last 5 or so minutes by Brisbane. It's three-quarter time at the Gabba, and Geelong lead 13-10-88. Brisbane a 7-8-50. We'll take a break. The final turn not too far away. This is Sunday Twilight Football for 7-11. Good call.
G'day, Seox here from the ring.
Welcome back to the Gabba, three-quarter time, and it's the Cats by 38 points, 13-10-88. Brisbane a 7-8-50. Sunday Twilight Football with 7-11. Wayne Britton is with us, and the Cats dominated most of that third quarter, but Brisbane had a good little patch late in the term.
They missed a couple of easy opportunities to kick goals, Geelong, and Brisbane looked sort of out on their feet, but they really dug deep and found something. The last 5 or 6 minutes of the quarter, Brisbane actually had the better of the general play, and they were able to kick a couple of goals. They found Brown, good target inside the forward 50. Leuenberger pushed up there, was able to get a shot on goal. So let's hope that a lot of that was on the back. Daniel Rich started to find the ball again around the middle of the ground. They moved into half forward, and now he's back in the midfield after a terrific start at half back. But when he gets hold of the footy, whether it be from half back or in the middle of the ground, Brown and co up forward must be licking their chops, because he delivers it as well as any of the Geelong players. But Geelong senior blokes, Bartell, Johnson, Selwood, they just won't allow Geelong to stay out of the game for too long. I think they give you an opportunity at times because they don't play too defensive. They're always trying to get the ball back into the corridor, always trying to score. So when you have your time with the footy, you'll have a bit of room to do something with it. If you've got a key forward in Brown that you can go to who's taken marks, he'll give you an opportunity to score against them.
Final turn for Telstra retail stores. Geelong led it here by 38 points. Final match of the round, Fremantle by 38 points over North Melbourne earlier today at Patterson Stadium. That moves the Dockers to third on the AFL table, and Leicester's won a free kick in the middle and gets things underway. Dishes it out to Adcock. Adcock with a long ball towards half forward. Good spoil Taylor on Lyle. Brown after it here. Doherty trying to pounce on the loose ball, but the Cats will break. Duncan fed a handball forward. Simpson doesn't want to get down too low as Toe pokes it forward. Stokes tries to run onto the footy, traps it very, very nicely to fit it back to Simpson in traffic. Great smother on that occasion by the line through young Clark, who showed good signs at halfback. Maloney, Harwood, Doherty, they share it by hand. Now they'll be dragged down in the tackle. One too many. Couldn't get out of the tight defensive squeeze of the Cats. And a nice little ball back to Taylor Hump, who feeds it back to Kelly. Kelly off the step. Long ball towards half forward. Bartell flies over the back. Couple of bites set up beautifully for him right on the wing here for Geelong.
God, he's a good player, this bloke.
Jimmy Bartell had 11 in that third quarter. Jimmy Bartell inside the 50. Podsy Adley flew no mark. Motlop can go to work. Close to the boundary line, keeps it in. Motlop round his body. Motlop He misses the right-hand side at 1 point. He's done some spectacular things tonight. And at 1 point the result that time. 13-11-89 Geelong, 7-8-50 the Brisbane Lions. Just over a minute played in this final quarter.
Matty Stokes appreciated the Bartel mark.
He was going to take it from a long way in.
It's a great grab. Ball straight up the guts for Brisbane. No mark to Jonathan Brown. Lyle was in there, comes out to Lester. Kelly will get his chance. Got the handball away. Stringer. And now up to Steve Johnson. 48 metres. Stevie J hasn't missed much tonight. That time he's away to the right. And through for 1 point. Telstra Retail Store scoreboard. Margin 40 in favour of the Cats.
Clark quickly puts it back into play. It was on the bounce to Merritt, who escapes to the back 50. Long ball towards Leuenberger, trying to trap it inside the boundary line. He can't. With the ball, with a couple of kicks, has already reached the wing for the Lions.
Wherever Bartel went, I think we'd better send a few others over there. Whatever he did over there's worked for him.
Yeah, just couldn't quite get the Spurs. Inspired them for a couple of games, but of course defeated by Miami in Game 7. Here's Maloney. Back to Doherty. Doherty kicks towards half forward. Nice little fist in there from Andrew Mackie. Here goes Lester. Swooped onto the footy nicely. Redden fed it back. Now the Lions work towards attacking 50 to Lyle. It takes the mark out in front of the eyes. What's on offer inside forward 50? Got a chip into space. Brown trying to dive into the mark. Couldn't take it on the half volley. Lions scoop it up. Back to Lyle. Lyle with a long kick towards the goal square. Cats getting back. Golby creates a contest. Guthrie brought down in the tackle, and he's pinned there right in the goal square. And we'll have a throw up only 5 metres out from the Cats' goal. 7-8-50 the Lions. Geelong 13-12-90 the Brisbane goal, I should say.
So ball up, Blitzarves wins it down. Stokes got the handball back to Blitzarves. Been impressive again tonight. Got it quickly onto the boot, but Merritt outmarks Hawkins. Quickly handball away to Leuenberg. Had to really rush it. Doherty flew at it, no mark, and ball over, and we're going to have a throw in 50 around from Brisbane's goal. Blitzarve's been good again, Brits.
Yeah, no, he's impressive. The first time I've seen him play live, and very athletic. And he looks a footballer. You see some of the athletes that run around and play footy, not sure what to do, but he joins in. He's a good player.
Now, Brisbane trying to get it forward. Black in there, Leuenberger in there. Maloney got it out the back door. Doherty, Yo, Harwood, tackled, had to go backwards. Adcock back to retrieve it. Pretty much all the way at centre half back now. Adcock evades the tackler in Stringer and then kicks the half forward. And a good mark has been taken by Zorko. A couple of bites of the cherry just at the top of the 50. Called to play on. He sends it to the forward pocket. Lyle will be his target. Harry Taylor with the spoil. Waiting down there. Now Rockcliffe got the handball out to Doherty, but he couldn't pick it up cleanly. It's out of bounds, and we'll have a throw in right forward pocket for Brisbane. The Cats lead it by 40 points at the 4-minute mark of the final quarter.
If they keep playing Lyle, they'll eventually grab them. He had a fair purchase on that. He just needs more time on the park.
Just a couple of interesting outfits, Matty, in the crowd. What happened to the old scarf and beanie? We're all creative these days. Here's Lyle, 30 out from goal. Couldn't take it cleanly. Scooted up by Kelly to end right. Tough one around the ankles to control here for Duncan. He burrows back in trying to win the footy. Here's Christensen trying to get through as well. Lions hold them up for the moment. And their ball just trying to escape out. Harwood, he's pinned in the tackle. In fact, steamrolled here by a couple of Cats in Stringer and also Kelly. And that will have a throw up again. 55 out for the Brisbane goal. 40-point lead here to the Cats. Final term for Telstra Retail Stores. The Cats have controlled things since half-time here. Ball out to Maloney, quickly onto Doherty. Doherty goes out wide towards half forward to Rockcliffe. Tracks it just inside the boundary line. Can he find a target? Diving attempt. It was touched in the air to Redden, and the ball back to the goal square for the Lions. Will be chopped off here by Josh Hunt, who works it back into Stokes in the corridor.
And now Steve Johnson takes it and runs from half back. Takes one bounce. He chips it short and it hits the umpire and it favours Brisbane. Deflects to Rich. He gives it to Zorko from outside the 50. Zorko kicks the goal. The umpire got in the way there. The footy hit him, but of course when it hits the umpire it is play on. And it favoured Brisbane. And they kick the goal. 8-8-56 Brisbane. Geelong 13-12-90. 6 minutes gone in the final quarter.
Deserved that goal, Brisbane. They'd worked extremely hard, sort of all over the ground, sort of just try and get some momentum into their game. Really important for him to finish this game off well. An uncharacteristic error by Stevie J. He doesn't normally make them, but it wasn't even an error really, I suppose. But it wasn't a great kick to find the umpire, seeing that every other one that he's had tonight's found a Geelong player. So just good work from Brisbane, just for persistent pressure.
He's working at 88% now, Stevie J. Was at 100 at half time, but Cats by 34.
Ball back in the middle. Simpson won the palm down. Nicely taken here by Selwood with that strong body. Put it out to the path that Guthrie was running off half back. Just didn't get a good bounce at all. Nicely cut off by Simon Black. Gives it to Redden. Redden from 55. A low ball towards the goal square, but Harry Taylor in the air. Redefest against Jordan Lyle. And he runs across his defensive goal square and really opens up things to the far side here of the Gabba, but just didn't hook it far enough. And Leuenberger Redefest had a quick handball off to Staker, who was under pressure. Handley, he can't break the Guthrie tackles. Got him pinned here. And the ball's just trickled off that pair out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw in. 13-12-90 Geelong. Brisbane 8-8-56.
Really looked tired at times tonight, Staker.
Ball back into play. Leuenberger wings it down. Doherty has got the football. Gets the handball backwards to Staker. Has a lot of time on his hands here. Goes short to Redden. Redden now can put it inside the 50. Goes to the forward pocket. Brown. A couple of bites of the cherry. No mark. Harry Taylor rushed it through for a point. Yeah, Brown just couldn't hold on with a second bite of the cherry.
Might have been a couple of little hands in the back there. Just a tad.
Gweisloff Steakhouse replay screen shows that. 33 points the margin. The Cats lead.
So Josh Hunt to thump it back into play. Salford has gone down the corridor. That was a low ball, though, and it's going to be cut off here. The Lions through Maloney. Take a good mark in front of Selwood on that occasion.
What have you thought of Maloney, Brits?
Yeah, look, he's been all right. He's been out for a couple of weeks. It's always hard to pick up the tempo, but he's sort of just built his game. He's just fitting in. You know, because everyone thinks he's an inside player, but he's not. And with Black getting a lot of footies, he tends to be working often. You know, his natural game is to play outside and be on the end of a handball.
Had the 15 disposals for a goal. He'll kick right from 50. It's high and it's straight for the Brisbane Lions. Working hard in this final term. They get the margin back to 27 points. 13-12-90 the Cats. Brisbane 9-9-63 under half play.
Good goal by Maloney.
They might pull off an upset here.
27 points is the margin now. Had a really good start to this final quarter, Brisbane.
Good finish to the third and a good start to the last.
Look at the numbers inside 50 so far. 8-2 in favour of the Lions. The clearances, Brits, 6-1 in favour of Brisbane.
Yeah.
Overall disposals 43-24. So they're really playing some good footy at the moment, Brisbane. We return to the middle. Big Dawson Simpson doing the ruck work here with Leuenberger. The bounce favours Leuenberger, so the umpire's going to bring it back and we'll have a take two. Rich actually kicked it back to the umpire who spilt it, so he goes back to retrieve it. Now he's going to toss it up in the air.
One of the amazing things that I find, why the ball isn't thrown up all the time, absolutely amazes me.
Here's Selwood. Handball away to Stokes. And Stokes brings it out, and the mark has been taken by Steve Johnson. Johnson back into the centre corridor. Lovely kick. Back to Stokes. Stokes looks up, centre half forward, and the mark has been taken by Duncan rolling out. He takes it at half forward. Thought about giving it off by hand, but he'll go back. He might have a go here. I reckon it could be beyond his range, so he handballs it off. Jimmy Bartell, he goes, he tries the old talk. Didn't really get onto it. Podsiadley in the goal square was tackled, lost it, ball over, and we're going to have a throw in right forward pocket for the Cats.
So around about 13 minutes to play, plenty of time here. The Lions making a little bit of a charge. That could be squashed quickly here, but they'll get out of the back 50. Lester to Doherty. Doherty kicks for a bit of meterage towards the wing. Taylor will lead Zorko, but Zorko worrying him right there with him. Harry Taylor takes it over the boundary line. Umpire says deliberate. Didn't do enough according to the umpire, and Zorko with some good pressure behind. Gets it back into Lester. Now the run comes from Howard. Activators the sub. Get the next one to be interesting, the Lions. Great ball into space. Redden couldn't take the mark. Brown at the back. Can he find a target? hooks it around the body to his old mate Simon Black, gives it quickly up to Redden, dribbles towards goal, Whitney kick it higher. Oh, Piggy Dunstall, Brett doesn't like that. Dribble goals, margin 26 points.
Good touch by Enright right on the line. He brings it back into play for Mackie. Mackie goes to the outer side. Bartel with the one hand. Couldn't drag it down. He's able to hack it off the ground though. And just sits up and it's over the boundary line now. And we're going to have a throw in.
That's having the ball on a string, isn't it? Just kicked that off the ground. It's gone 40 metres and then done a leg break to go out.
Yeah, Chris Scott looking a bit frustrated in the coach's box, Brits. Here's a chance for the Cats. Kelly got the handball on. He's looking for Motlop, who's been caught in the tackle, trying to get the handball out. The umpire's going to come in and pull it up. They've really come at them, Brisbane.
They've been at them all night. I thought they only had a patch in the third quarter where their pressure had dropped away and they looked a bit lethargic. They've sort of been pretty good all night.
There's the ball up. Maloney wins it. He gets out of the tackle and then kicks it to half forward, and Brown fell over at the crucial moment. Lonergan was able to take the mark uncontested at half back. Goes the short one and Harry Taylor's got it. Geelong by 26, 12 and a half gone, final quarter.
Lead the contested possession count by 6 the line, so they've competed throughout this night. Geelong, as you see, getting away in that third term. Ball off hands to Staker. He hooks it back towards centre half forward. Lonergan and Brown again in a wrestle. Enright looking to mop up for the Cats. Rockcliffe, great tackle, and he's going to be rewarded. Great tackle from Tom Rockcliffe, right on the 50 here for Brisbane.
Inside 50's 10-3 in favour of Brisbane this quarter.
Well, let's see if we can find a target inside forward 50. He's going to go back here. The Cats have got all their numbers bar 3 players in the back 50, so it's tough to get through. So he's going to bring it back towards centre half forward. Adcock can go here, takes the mark from 52. Have a listen to the roar around the Gabba. Smart play, patient play from the Lions. They're within 20 points. 13-12-90 Geelong, Brisbane 10-10-70.
Just stop winning the ball. Geelong, Brisbane have been terrific in this quarter.
Kicked the last 5 goals, Brisbane.
Yep.
20 points is the margin, and the fans are excited. It's been a great effort.
Looked like he was in for an easy night, Chrissy Scott. Up there, he's got a bit of work to do now.
So, bit of a challenge here for the Cats. Blitzarves in the ruck, doing the ruck work with Lyle. Lyle made a good fist of it. In goes Daniel Rich, couldn't pick it up cleanly. Coming in Stokes, been good tonight. Got the handball away to Kelly, who slaps it on. And now Stringer with the football for Geelong. He puts it up inside the 50. Hawkins, almost. Stevie Johnson waiting down, doing the crumbing, kicking the goal. And there's the quick response to stop Brisbane's momentum. They're back to a 26-point lead.
It's virtually what has happened all night, isn't it? Brisbane sort of made a charge, really put pressure on Geelong, and then players, it's either Johnson, Bartel or Selwood that sort of come in and involve himself in the play, able to get something going. It's good work by Kelly. He's been solid all night too. Another one of those underrated players in the Geelong team.
Steve Johnson's had 29 disposals. That was his second goal for the Cats.
Yeah, a great spot there to get that crumbing goal. He's kicked 2 for the evening. And as you see, man, that really does stop Brisbane's momentum. They were charging 5 in a row. Let's see if they can get a quick reply. Ball back in the middle. Lyle won the tap. It's going to come back here. Umpire's having a little bit of a mare in this last term.
Throw it up.
I think they keep it because it's unique to our Indigenous game, Brits.
But it filters down through to all the grades. Like, the top level umpires can bounce a footy.
Lyle palmed it down. Rich to Adcock, who sends a high ball towards half forward. Pat Fuller, he's trying to run back onto it. Josh Hunt will get in the way. Trying to stand up in the tackle. Releases a handball close to the boundary line. Harry Taylor just takes it over. We'll have a boundary throw in. 55 around from Brisbane's goal. Geelong's lead is 26 points. 15-minute mark of this final term for Telstra retail stores. Umpire tosses it back in again. Leuenberg unopposed. Just dribbled the ball inside forward 50. Went through a couple. Lyle gives it across. Hanley kicks the goal for Brisbane. They stay alive on a Sunday night here at the Gabba. A surge towards goal. Margin back to 20 points. 14-12, 96 the Cats. Brisbane 11-10, 76.
They're not going away, Brisbane. Leuenberg has been terrific. Been able to get them some good supply out of the centre bounces.
Made his way down onto the bench, Chris Scott. Back to a 20-point ball game.
He might have broke the headphones.
16 and a half gone, final quarter. There's 10 minutes left in the quarter. Plenty of time. Sunday twilight football for 7-Eleven. They got the Krispy Kremes delivered fresh daily. It's 7-Eleven, good call.
And the game's about the blokes running around there in the footy jumpers, not in the yellow shirts.
We're back in the middle. Knocked down Leuenberger. Great. Maloney takes it. Kicks it from outside the 50. That's a monster! That's a huge goal. Maloney kicks the goal. That is one of the biggest goals we've seen. And the margin's 14 points.
Great tap by Leuenberger again.
What a mighty kick here. Leuenberger there. Got it down to Maloney. How far do you reckon that went, Fritz?
Well, it's gone probably 65.
Wow. 14 points is the margin. 17 and a half minutes gone, final quarter. And the Brisbane fans are making some noise.
Well, they certainly are. What a great goal from Maloney. Can they get it under double figures?
Scotty drop one back and just try to consolidate this game up a little bit.
Ball back in the middle. Leuenberger flew. No decisive tap. He butters up again. Beautifully done by Zorko. He kept low to the ground. He punches it towards attacking 50. Rockcliffe v Guthrie. Bartel with a bit of support. Ball at the back here for Rockcliffe. Now gets it on the boot inside forward 50. Swatted away from Lyle. Maloney looking for another crumb, but it's been cut up by Enright. Oh, missed target. Maloney again off the instep. It's hit the post. Crucial defensive error from the Cats allowed the Lions in. 13-point ball game at the Gabba.
And it was Enright and Kelly that made the mistake. You very rarely see that. So Enright will bring it back into play for the Cats. He goes short. Harry Taylor takes the mark, but they are under the pump big time, Geelong. Margin 13, Taylor. Getting to hurry up from the umpire, so he sends a high ball. Podsiadly will be in the mix here, but Jonathan Brown takes the mark. Handball away to Harwood, inside the 50, no intercept is on. Corey took it. Corey takes the mark on the intercepted halfback. He's got some players running forward. Selwood takes it. Just backward of the centre circle. He sweeps the handball wide to Jimmy Bartel. He's on the outer side, Bartel. He goes to Stringer, who takes the mark. It's just forward of the wing now. Handball over the top, Christensen. He'll look to go inside 50. He does that. Goes to the forward pocket. Steve Johnson the target. Merritt, though, takes the mark. Steve Johnson thought he was held in the marking contest, no free. Maloney takes it half back.
Maloney breaks, long kick towards the wing. Bartel goes back with the flight with plenty of courage. Lyle with the spoil. McGrath with some meterage towards half forward. They love it to go out here, the Brisbane Lions, but Taylor traps it just inside. Little underneath handball. Christian couldn't control it round the ankles, off hands, out of bounds. Boundary throw in, 55 around from Brisbane's goal.
They're out of legs at the moment, Geelong. They look really, really tired.
Umpire tosses it back in again. Redden comes from the side. He tries to flick it back over the back. Here's Johnson. Mackey. The Cats can go from half back. Mackey's got plenty of time to make a good decision here. Lobs it over the top to Hunt. Josh Hart looking to get on that left boot. Umpire waves him to play on. Off a step. Long ball inside forward 50. Blitzars runs hard. Trying to get there. Thumps it back into the corridor and centre half forward. Stokes looming dangerously back to Blitzars. He's going to be tackled. Brought down the great tackle on that occasion by Harwood, and the ball is pinned. And we'll have a bounce. 45 around from Geelong's goal, who are hanging on here by 13 points. Still 7.5 to play in this match.
Black grabs it out of the ruck. Got the quick handball away. Corey does going to pounce for Geelong. Handball off to Stokes. Got the handball out. Here's Taylor Hunt getting onto the boot. Maloney back there though. Takes the mark deep in defence for Brisbane. Maloney goes the short one. Daniel Rich takes it on the stretch. He's in an attacking frame of mind. Handball away to Zorko. Breaking through the middle. Zorko running and gunning. Couple of bounces outside the 50. He goes for it. It's just over the head of Harry Taylor and bouncing through for 1 point. That was a quick break from full back. 1 point the result. 12 points the margin. 12-12 84 Brisbane. 14-12 96 the Cats.
Then Ryan chips it back into play to Simpson. Don't take your eye off this game. It is moving at 1,000,000 miles an hour from end to end. Simpson lobs it over the top. Not a great kick for Podsiadly. And he will be paid the mark though. Had enough of it in front of young Clark. And Podsiadly, a true centre-half back here for Geelong. The Brisbane chant goes up again. They want another surge from their team. And the Cats just looking to slow things down a bit here.
6.5 minutes left, Brett.
Podsiadly chips it in short to Selwood. Selwood now asked to play on. Kick very close to the man on the mark, but he hugs that boundary line. The mark taken by Motlop. He's got that right knee bandage up. He comes into the middle. Cats hold possession to Hunt. Quickly away to Christensen. Selwood's kept running. Selwood now going short inside forward 50. Blitzar's had a piece of it. Couldn't take the mark. Lyons desperate. Underneath handball from Black to Golby into the path here for Lyle. He's got to go, the big man. Lyle kicks into space at centre half forward. Harry Taylor getting back. Palms it back to Mackie, and the experience to Podsiadly, who pumps it to centre half forward.
Good composure, Cats. Leuenberger up high there, couldn't complete the mark, but just slapped it onto Black, who gets it onto Redden. Redden tackled by Stringer, who wins the footy, and then Redden lays the tackle on him. Got the handball up. Black takes it again. Brown traps it. It's on the wing. Handball away to Golby. Golby kicks it wide. Too wide, out of bounds on the full. He was looking for Lyle. Missed the target. Cats free. Right half back, he'll take it. Geelong holding onto a 12-point lead.
A lot of hands on hips, hunched over Geelong players.
Christensen backwards to Harry Taylor. No margin for error here. Taylor back. Still at half back here for the Cats. Chips it over the top. Moving for him, Podsiadly. Give ball to create that option. Podsiadly takes the footy. Just taking a bit out of the clock now, the Cats, maintaining possession. Still just over 5 minutes to play though. Kicks the half forward. Tommy Hawkins. Good contest. Merritt. Good spoil. Yo, clean pick up. Motlop's got him in the tackle. That's going to be close to gone. No, out of bounds. We're going to have a throw in. And it's about 75 metres around from goal.
5 minutes to play. Final term. Cats led it by 12 points. Blitzer a little palm down. Johnson trying to run onto it. Dragged down by Maloney in the tackle. Guthrie can't escape. Stevie J attacks it again. Stringer's kick was smothered. A free kick to Brisbane. And that sea of players. Black better handball out. Now Redden looking to step back inside. This kick's got to be spot on. It's dangerous. Into the corridor at centre half back. Really opens it up for the Cats. Stokes, little toe poke forward in the path of Stevie J. This will hurt the Lions if he can score, but he misses. Out to the left.
Who was that chipped it out to him? Was that Stokes or Motlop?
Stokes.
It was Stokes.
Great play.
Margin here, 13 points in favour of the Cats.
Clark brings it in. Lester spills the mark. Doherty attacks. Good attack on the footy. Somebody gets his handball away. It's out on the wing now. Staker picks it up. Gets boot the ball, but Podsiadly's got it covered. Zorko hunting him up, and he wins it to Zorko. He was tackled well by Podsiadly, who didn't give up. Laid that tackle just as Zorko was escaping. As a result, it goes out of bounds, and we're going to have a throw in.
So just trying to hang on, Geelong, aren't they? Brisbane are really coming hard.
Between wing and half forward, Black wins it. Got the handball away to Rockcliffe, slaps it on. Hanley outside the 50. He goes the full forward with the kick. Lyle, no mark. McGrath, handball. Golby now kicks around his body. He's got it! Golby kicks the goal for Brisbane. And the margin cut to 7 points. There is just under 4 minutes left. Brisbane 13-12-90. Geelong 14-13-97. Let's hear from Wayne Britton.
Just great pressure all over the ground. Brisbane got all the momentum in this game. All of them are on top of the ground, running and working hard. They can really sniff something happening for them. Black's been sensational, spinning under, getting the ball out, just little handballs, pushing the ball forward. They're really working hard. Geelong, they win this game, they're just going to fall in, let me tell you now.
Cats' biggest lead was 52 points at the 21-minute mark of the third term. Brisbane have kicked 8 of the last 9 goals.
Wow.
in a barnstorming finish here at the Gabba. Ball back in the middle. Crucial centre bounce now. Leuenberger. Black lost his foot. Handley. Better handball out to Maloney. Maloney can go. Handballs on to Rockcliffe. Rockcliffe from 55. Long to the square. Brown's going back with a flighty. Does he take it? He's being painted inside the field of play. Have a listen to this crowd. They are at fever pitch. Jonathan Brown sprinting as hard as he'll ever run.
This is
Now the finish.
West Coast from last year.
Yeah.
Polkinghorne goal.
So he's deep in the right forward pocket. He'll need to go the banana here. And that's how he's holding the footy. This to put Brisbane within a point at the Gabba. And he's missed. It's gone narrow. One kick in it. 14-13-97 Geelong. Brisbane 13-13-91. We've ticked over 27 minutes.
We might be seeing a draw.
Just under 3 minutes left. 6 points is the margin. Josh Hart kick to himself, and then he sends it long to the outer side. It's a big kick. Podsiadly's target couldn't take the mark. Clark, good contest. Kick off the ground. Bartell willing himself. After it now is Motlop, but Merritt comes the other way. He's been confronted, Merritt. He got boot the ball. Maloney goes after it. Stokes kicks it off the deck towards the boundary line. It is over, and we're going to have a throw-in, but it's between wing and half forward, favouring Brisbane.
Still plenty of time. 2.5 minutes to go still in this game.
6 points the margin. Cats lead. They have stopped dead in this final quarter. Ball back into play. Leuenberger knocks it forward. Stokes after it. Can't take it cleanly. Bartell trying to trap it close to the boundary line. Staker there as well. Ball in. Quick kick. Half forward Brisbane. Mackey's got it covered. He chucks it onto the boot and kicks it down the outer side wing. Podsiadly couldn't take the mark. Christensen. Great clean pickup. Handball away to Selwood. Back to Christensen. Neat pass. No, missed the target out in the full. Brisbane free. Merritt to take it. Cats by 6. 28 gone final quarter.
Well, this is the play now for Brisbane. We've got to get it down to their end with 2 minutes on the clock remaining, and they trail it by 6 points. He goes long in the Leuenberger direction. Staker flew over the back and took a great mark. Holds the footy. Now goes to Rich, who sprinted beautifully to 50. He's within range. Can he wheel on that left? That thumping left boot is a beauty. There is nothing better than Daniel Rich from 55. Would you believe it? Scores a level. With a minute 44 to play, it's 97 apiece.
You've got to say it, on the betting markets, Brisbane will be favourites right at the minute.
Well, they've kicked 9 of the last 10 goals, Brisbane. Geelong, Brits have stopped to a walk, haven't they? They just look so tired. What a great comeback, though, by the Brisbane Lions. 2 big goals in this last quarter. One from Rich, one from Maloney have been highlights. But there's still plenty of time left. There's still work to be done. Just under 2 minutes. So we're back in the middle. Leuenberger doing the ruck work with Simpson. Knocked forward by Selwood. Quick kick by Duncan. He gets it to half forward for the Cats. Corey after it. He takes it and kicks it up inside the 50. Hawkins. Yes, got it! Hawkins take the mark. How did he do that? In the right forward pocket, low down. Tommy Hawkins. He's going to be pushed down onto a really, really tight angle right forward pocket.
Gutsy effort by Joel Corey then.
Amazing mark by Hawkins too in the contest with Merritt. So, Tommy Hawkins, right forward pocket.
Sure about even score, and Brisbane get the kick in.
He comes in, it starts right, it stays there. 1 point, the deadlock has been broken, but the margin is now 1 point, 98-97, and there is 55 seconds left on the clock.
Brisbane will go down the middle here.
Can they go coast to coast? Staker goes right down the middle. Leuenberger territory. Lonigan Taylor flew over the back. Here's a look come from back to Rich. Rich on the boot towards centre half forward, and chopped off here by Josh Hunt, who takes what might be a game-saving mark. Cats by a point. 39 seconds remaining. He chips it out to Selwood. Selwood hugs the boundary line. Lonigan further afield will take a good mark. Now the ball on to Corey. Corey now long inside forward 50. Brisbane trying to cut it off, and Merritt will take a big mark. 23 seconds remaining here. No, play on. Gives it to Yo in the back pocket. They've got to go now, the Lions.
Goes short. Black's got it. Inside defensive 50. He goes the short kick. Rockcliffe, he'll want to play on. He's at half back. Rockcliffe turns around. He kicks. Oh, mark taken by Adcock in the centre circles. Handball to Zorko. Zorko. McGrath takes the mark. It'll be a kick after the siren. It will be a kick after the siren. McGrath in game number 200 to win the game for Brisbane. What pressure.
He'll kick the distance.
We are watching Ash McGrath. He will get the distance. Wayne Britton is saying it'll be a matter of accuracy. What a moment for Ash McGrath to win the game, to cause a major upset. After the siren, the pressure is on. Ash McGrath moves in, nice and calm. He'll kick from outside the 50. Kick on its way. Ashley McGrath! Ashley McGrath, you've done it, boy! You've kicked the goal! And Brisbane win after the siren! Delirium at the Gabba. Brisbane win by 5 points. 15-13, 103. Geelong 14-14, 98. What scenes at the Gabba. What a win. What a game. What a comeback. What a moment for Ash McGrath in game 200. Wayne Britton, we're lost for words.
What do you say after that? Geelong absolutely sensational for 3 quarters, and Brisbane hung in. To their credit, even at the start of the game, I thought they're up and they're at them, and they really looked like a sort of good footy team, but they couldn't win the ball early. But they hung in, and through the third quarter, they lost their way a little bit, started to look like a defeated side, and the last 5 minutes of the third really got some momentum. I think kicked the last 2 or 3 goals of that quarter, and then their last quarter is just all Brisbane. Geelong completely legless in that last quarter.
You look at the numbers, I mean, Brisbane kicked 8 goals, 5 bricks in that final quarter. Geelong could only manage 1 goal, 4. Just all the numbers, overall disposals, 111 to 87. Inside 50s, 20 to 10. Have a look at Michael Voss, the smile from ear to ear. He comes out, gets congratulated by a couple of his assistant coaches. He'll go to McGrath, no doubt. But he looked confident when he took the mark, McGrath, didn't he? You said he could get the distance, but he came in so calm. Yeah. He always looked as though he was going to kick that goal.
He's always been a good goal kicker, Ash McGrath. You look back over his career, he's probably had bags of 6 or 7 quite a few times as a pinch-hitting small forward. But he's always been a really nice long kick of the footy.
I'll tell you who was important in that last quarter. Simon Black, some of the moments in that last quarter, he had 11 disposals, but just being able to move the ball on
and got it out to their runners.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Wow. Daniel Rich, absolutely crucial in that game too. Started first half sensational. It doesn't need a lot of the footy to have a real impact and influence on the game.
I know there's a long way to go in the season, but that sort of win, that sort of game is a game that saves Michael Voss's job. I mean, if there was any doubt on Michael Voss after that sort of win, that sort of game by the Brisbane Lions, it could have been the game saving.
Well, it shows Brisbane are on the right track with their group. It's the first time they've had a good side in to virtually compete up here at the Gabba. Brisbane should be hard to beat up here every time they turn out, and they haven't been this year. And I sort of like Merritt, Brown getting suspended really done a lot of damage to their middle part of this season. Yeah. And now hopefully they can pay them back. Brown was sensational in the second half, gave them a target and a real presence to go to, and Merritt's done a pretty good job down back. Had Merritt not been there and Pat Fuller-Staker have to go to Hawkins, you'd have seen a different result.
What a great win by the Brisbane Lions. What a great moment for Ashley McGrath. We can take your calls if you want to join us, 9429 1116, or if you're outside Melbourne, 1300 23 55 48 is the phone number. Before we do that, let's have a listen to Ash McGrath, who's just caught up with their very own Cam Mooney, courtesy of Fox Footy.
Oh, Ash, I don't know whether to hate you or love you, mate, but that was the most amazing comeback. 52 points down, 200 games. You've just kicked the winning goal. You've just lived every boyhood dream, mate.
Oh, mate, I was a bit nervous there going into the kick. Hadn't touched it all second half, so, I seen Zorko coming through. We knew we didn't have much time to go, so I think I marked the ball probably 1 second to go, and, all the Geelong boys are getting into me, but you know, boy or dream, 200 games, can't complain.
Mate, at three-quarter time, I mean, you guys, you look down and out. What was the message at three-quarter time to just keep you guys going?
Mate, the thing was, we knew we got the run in the legs. You know, this is our home deck. They had to come up here. You know, the wet, humidity and the grass got a bit slippery, and we've trained in this. So, you know, credit to the boys. We took confidence out of last week, and we knew we had the run in the legs. And you know, we trained like this all week, and you know, get a win up here for our supporters. As you can see, it's a full house. How good is it?
Mate, 200 goes, mate. You deserve it. Congratulations, buddy.
Well, there is Ash McGrath with Cameron Mooney, courtesy of Fox Footy. We're just having a look at the last play again, the Skies Loft Steakhouse replay screen. Adcock, quick to get on with things. Zorko, the half-forward Ash McGrath. As soon as he took that mark, Brett, he looked very confident going back.
He did. 23 seconds, that last bit of play, and we probably thought there wasn't enough time, but that is a mighty effort from the Brisbane Lions. And you talk about momentums of seasons, a coach under siege. It was interesting to watch Michael Voss in that whole last quarter. Little glint in his eye, the emotion of footy, and what it may do for this group. Well, we're going to find out in the next 10 weeks or so.
Okay, we're going to catch our breath and have a drink, and I think the voice is nearly gone, but we'll take some calls. Love to hear from you after the break. 942 911 16 is the phone number. If you're calling from outside Melbourne, 1300 23 55 48. Cats fans, what happened in that last quarter? Brisbane fans, get on and gloat. You haven't had much to cheer about the last couple of years, but get on. Love to hear from you. 9429 11 16. This is Sunday Twilight Football for 7-Eleven. Good call.
G'day, Daniel Harford here.